C'est YouTube, on t'attendait pour discuter ensemble. On reprend en Disco Elysium. C'est la continuation. On est t'es en train de discuter avec le chat des qu'est-ce qu'on va foutre, quoi. C'est marrant, c'est vraiment une autre save que j'avais fait à l'autre fois. 30 juillet, ça fait déjà. Ouais, ça fait 9 jours qu'on n'a pas joué. La dernière fois, on disait. Non, on a enfin réussi à les réunir ensemble pour faire leur discothèque. Si on disait, on arrive. On pense arriver pas trop loin de la fin du jeu, non? Parce qu'on a entre guillemets déjà élucidé le meurtre. Mais ça fait longtemps. Parce qu'on arrive à un moment, on sait pas trop ce qu'on va faire en fait. Moi, j'ai l'impression que je sais pas trop ce que je vais devoir faire. Mais en tous les cas, allons discuter. On n'a pas discuté avec tout le monde encore. Et il regarde le hall autour de lui en disant excusez-moi. Oh, j'ai pas baillé de la matinée, je baille maintenant quoi. En examinant la charpente. Alors oui, alors lui, on devait connecter nos sinus avec lui.
Between you and me, I
Alors,
don't
on a
know if you
sinus.
noticed this about me. I'm a little suspicious of authority, but you really came through for the hardcore underground.
Ouais, je sais, merci.
Yes, you really came through for the hardcore underground. How come?
Il regarde les bras en regardant autour de lui et Camille au speed qui s'installe. Vous m'expliquez?
Andre is busy cutting some slightly less lame, but still quite ungainly shapes on the church floor, sweating profusely. A cell using her contact mic to listen to a tree underwater. The one with the large head is blasting the dance track on repeat, while the stained glass window behind him is rattling from Sire, the tent. 'Twas a security risk, and in here, sanctuary. 'Twas only noble of you.
C'est Clément des coups, j'aime bien. Ils sont bien mieux ici que cette tente. Ils n'étaient pas en sécurité. J'adore vraiment le style de vie hardcore, vous pourriez pas comprendre. Je suis un ripou, Kim, c'est un plan de ripou. J'ai fait pour le bien de l'homme, pas pour tous les hommes. Oui, mais ils ouvrent une discothèque, Kim. On a mis à mal, ils vont plus faire de drogue maintenant ici, donc... Voilà.
Ok.
Je préfère laisser la conique. Qu'est-ce que tu penses de cette
It's
église?
a miracle of carpentry. Dead bodies carved into total shapes. Now it can be something more.
Tu trembles? Oh, tu dis ça parce que tu es menuisier.
I don't say much anything as a carpenter anymore. They tried to make me into a reckoner and a leveler. Made me a bit. I regret the time I dedicated to that profession and that worker collective. I say things more as a member of the hardcore side dance community these days.
Tu vas pas me donner comment j'ai fait pour savoir. Ah, il a deviné, je pense qu'il sait que ça a parlé.
The material knowledge is mega though. Guild shit. Teaches independence.
Attends, il y a la date de quand cette église? Elle doit faire plus de 300 ans.
That's right. The first settlers built it, plus 6 more like it, on the coast here. Was one of the first things they did. Must have been really scared of something. Alone on an uninhabited archipelago. Forced to face themselves and nature. Pre-industrial quantities of solitude. The sea, perhaps something more fundamental. I would want to build a safe place for myself and my own as well.
Mais qu'est-ce que cette église était construite?
Cop who's into building critique.
Voilà, on commence à discuter de la structure de l'église.
DeLoreanism, lawmonger, huh? It's a subset of early DeLorean architecture.
Je suis pas un simple flic, je suis un flic arty.
Hard of core.
T'es vraiment hardcore. Ça m'a quoi l'architecture de l'Orient?
Total. Everything between an ancient concrete cathedral and a glass cube is DeLoreanism. This is just an homespun version of it. Folksy stuff. Early mass production. They made thousands like this. Does that
Ça
help you out?
ressemblerait à un bâtiment de
Like
l'armée.
that woman there. Vertical, thin, white, a false image of grandeur. The source of the system is up there. You're at the bottom. They really dug that power vertical.
Ah ça.
Like to show off large and intricate structures. Arches, spires. Put you down with them. They were really into painting everything white too. Virginal shit, you know. Marriage shit. Virtue and tyranny.
Eh, c'est cool, Maria, c'est des institutions sacrées. L'église n'est pas peinte en blanc pour autant que je sache.
Stands to reason it used to be white on the outside before the sea wind took all the paint off.
Qu'est-ce que tu veux dire par cadavre construit sur leur cadavre?
Dead bodies of perennial plants.
Ah.
Sigma functions have left this place. It's a good thing we came along. The spiritual collapse has been total.
L'effondrement spirituel, tu dis?
I saw some piglets suckling their dead mother. Have you heard this one, cop man?
Non.
After a short while, they shuddered and went away.
Regardez. Et le soleil est tellement vénère que sur le carrelage par terre, il me reflète d'une lumière divine. Regardez, je suis divin. Et là, quand je veux utiliser la souris, hop, je redeviens normal. Comme quoi, l'ordinateur casse mon côté divin. Ouf.
They had sensed that she could no longer see them.
On est dans une église, on a le droit de parler de ça là.
Like them anymore. What they loved in their mother weren't her body. End of quote. This is an high quality carcass. The power of anodic beats and hard bass is needed to reanimate it.
Pouah, c'est très spirituel. T'es en train de me dire que t'es pas un admirateur du système innocentique? Tu es en train de me dire que la religion a cessé d'être hardcore? Est-ce que la religion a à un moment été hardcore? Mais pas dans le sens de tuer des gens.
A 3,000-year-old tyrannical regime of history, built and maintained by hundreds of generations of self-appointed intellectuals. It's false core.
The way he says it, the force in false core is invested with 20 kilotons of disgust.
Tu disais que les ecclésiastiques ne parlaient que d'amour et d'hardcore avant tu te souviens?
I only said unity. One word. Figures of authority always misquote you. Andre doesn't care about the Ecclesiastes. He just wants the operation to run smoothly. And Egg is a demi-beast. You shouldn't listen to what people say. You should listen to what they are. The founding party don't give two shits about this place. Look around. They do not have enough love for the human crew to oppose anything anymore. We're on our own.
Oh, tu penses que la danse musicale surplantera ce système?
Melodic dance music. Regular dance music wasn't hard enough. And yes, I do.
T'aimes bien les vitraux?
I don't. Fuck are giving me the evil eye.
C'est de son innocence Dolores. Dave, fais gaffe à ce que tu dis.
You defend her, law minion. She was a mass murderer. What's up with that?
Mellow, man, mellow. No one's a mass murderer. This is a house of love. Mass murder on the floor.
Mass murder on the floor. Attends, il y a tout de suite. Mais la représentation, elle représente l'innocence de l'humanisme. L'humanisme semble être très important dans le coin. Mais elle est berle. Parce qu'elle est berle, on s'en fout qu'elle ait tué plein de gens. Bah ouais, mais écoute, qui n'est pas accusé d'être un meurtrier de masse de nos jours? Les programmes de déplacement de population étaient tout à fait corrects. Je sais pas pourquoi, mais je suis un grand fan des programmes de déplacement de population. J'aime faire du déplacement de population. Elle a un je ne sais quoi qui me file la chair de poule. Elle n'est pas censée être une incarnation de l'esprit monde. Dirais-tu qu'elle était humaine?
I like this question, cop man. She did not live the life of a human. She lived like someone who's playing a game. That's not the life that humans live. She was adored. Humans aren't. I don't know about you, but they hate me. And they do not think I'm innocent or some shit like that.
Ouais, et il déteste aussi quelque chose qui a 2 pouces et qui est en train de le planter. Dis complètement de quoi tu parles, j'ai des milliers de fans, je suis entouré d'amour et je suis soutenu en permanence. C'était une joueuse, elle s'est jouée de nous tous. Pour elle, tout n'est qu'un jeu.
Well, they loved her. They put all their love in her and forgot all about the rest of us.
Viens, brâche, c'est bretelle qui frappe sa poitrine en claquant. Ouh! Mais elle représente l'innocence des... non, elle est belle. Elle est pas l'incarnation de l'esprit monde.
The world spirit does not have a body. It has organs. Hardcore is an organ of the world spirit. This Arno Van Eyck track is an organ. The carpentry and glass cutting that built this house are also organs. She's a thief if you ask me. An organ thief. All innocences are.
Ah putain, faut pas qu'on oublie, je viens d'avoir une révélation pendant qu'il parlait l'autre. Hein. Faut pas qu'on oublie que cette nuit, il se passe des choses. On a plein de choses à faire pendant la nuit. Mais écoute, qui n'est pas... on a une réunion secrète avec les derniers communistes. Déjà. Et on a tout un truc avec la dealeuse de drogue, là aussi, je crois. Ouais, je sais plus c'est quoi. Ah, c'est bon, on a assez parlé d'elle.
Strange choice of caustic, overflowing with negativity. That can't be healthy. What's happening here? Why do you keep coming back to this window?
Diabolique. Ça, je travaille.
Why do you keep saying that if it isn't making you feel well? Don't come back to this anymore. Stop talking about that damn window.
Comment se passe ton installation?
Hard to say, cop man. Signs in here are distinctly wild. I did get to talk to the crab man though.
Thiago?
Anyway, he's been giving me kind of a psychic rundown of this place. Dude's seen some crazy shit, but he's actually a lot like us.
Déjà, toutes ces histoires d'amour de la mère te fichent pas la trouille. Tu veux dire que tous ces trucs sur la sobriété ne sont pas trop restrictifs pour toi?
Have you been listening to what Egg's been saying? Love is hardcore, man. And the mother's love is the hardest core. The man picks up on stuff. And he knows a lot about the church.
C'est la
I've got a lot to learn from. Good thing you didn't squash him.
Je l'ai pas écrasé. Pourquoi je l'aurais écrasé? Que t'as dit Thiago pro de
The
l'église?
crabman's been lurking here for a while. He's experienced things. Things that give off bad signs. As far as we can tell, the Ubies built this place about 320 years ago as a sarcophagus.
Sarcophage. Et les cadavres aussi?
Not like a literal sarcophagus.
Ça sert à quoi alors?
Confinement of something they were afraid of. Something new and unheard of on the
Ah oui,
Easter.
du coup le trou dans l'espace-temps.
That's what the crabman is experiencing when he climbs around upstairs. Like, this is some old world shit the Ubies had heard about. I thought the best way to deal with it was to build a church. I don't know. And it's not something they properly understood either. What it does. But it's what this so... It'll be fruitless though. She won't be able to measure it. People like that always want to measure everything. All those things.
Qu'est-ce qui te fait croire que Sonan va échouer?
Seems to be the trend around here, doesn't it? You can't measure shit like this. It's not like substance.
J'ai trouvé une zone commerciale maudite dans Martinez même. C'est peut-être la même chose que les Ubi essayent de contenir.
Like a concentric ring spreading out. The struggling, and that is what caused the communards to fail in defending the beachhead. Yeah, a lot of failure has gone down around here.
Je pense que cette théorie a un quelconque intérêt.
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's not a thing we can answer, Copman. Even I have limits. I'm a limited psi person. Maybe you can figure things out, Copman. I think we got on a good level here. The signs are syncing up well.
sont pas un peu zarpes tes vêtements? Quoi?
They're hardcore.
Tu as l'air d'être une femme avec des boucles d'oreilles. Ah, j'ai même pas fait gaffe.
They're just clothes.
Je pensais que tes vêtements auraient une signification particulière.
It's just a style, you know. Normal hard style. Anyone can wear it.
Prends soin de toi, Noid. Allez. Egged. Alors, t'es bien installé?
Italian church, the place to be. Make some noise, my church people.
De grands haut-parleurs sont installés derrière le jeune homme. La musique qu'il crache vous était familière. Et c'est
He
celle que je l'ai aidé.
stands on stage behind a table, nodding along to the music and waving his hand in the air. In front of him, the audio mixer. The other reel deck is empty. Cables run hither and thither. On one side, you see an auxiliary line in with the number 4.5.
T'aimes bien l'église?
Yeah! Back on the case. No disgrace. Bring it down to party place. The first page of the second chapter.
Could it be? Maybe for him, you only have a chapter or two left in you. Last of the penultimate, more like.
Ah, d'accord. Je pense que Van Eyck a vécu dans le coin.
J'adore!
J'adore!
Close by, but maybe he doesn't have good enough ears. Let me turn it up so we can lure him here.
D'accord. On va voir. Et vous alors, comment ça avance?
Yes, what is it?
Comment se passe le projet? J'ai vu que vos voisins s'étaient installés. Mais tout ce que j'entends, c'est de l'anodique dance music.
What? What did you say?
J'entends à peine savoir couverte par la basse tonitruante de l'anodique dance musical. Est-ce que le projet avance?
Can't hear you. The music is too loud.
Ça avance le projet?
Oh, the project. It's not going well.
Pourquoi?
There's that guy. I need him to plug a 3.5 cable into the auxiliary input so that I can route the audio signal through the mixer into the speakers.
Tu lui demandais, non?
He doesn't listen to me. He only ever seems to care about hardcore and yekokata. A place to be, apparently.
Tu lui parlais.
Thanks. Maybe you can get through his magic rhymes. Let me know how it goes.
Ok. On va parler avec moi. Eh, Ged, on est amis maintenant.
Good morning, comrade. Yeah! Harder,
Eh,
cool.
tu peux rediriger celle de ce note, ton part, s'il te plaît?
To the mega. Yeah! I can route it through auxiliary. What kind of a cable does she use? 3.5 or
Elle utilise un
4.5?
3.5. Regarde, il est relié à la Terre, montre-le.
Oh, she uses 3.5. Yeah. The auxiliary lining is 4.5 millimeter. These two don't mix.
Oh no, we're going to be in this church forever.
Eh oui, Kim. Eh oui, Kim. Ouais, Kim, t'es retournement de situation toutes les 30 secondes.
Don't worry, I have an adapter for it right here. Hang on, this is a 4.5. We're all good, people!
Whoa, thank God. Adapters noticeably degrade the sound quality.
Great! Someone got through to him. Okay, let's get it all set up. Can we turn the music?
Everybody! Everybody! Don't panic! I'm going to turn off the on for just a sec. For a special scheduled event. The Arno will be back, but we're doing something else for one moment. Alright, go tell her that Egghead is ready to rave to her tunes.
Allez, c'est parti.
Yes.
On est prêt.
Okay, but think you can ask him to turn the volume down a bit? Just in case.
Maximum!
Ça, j'ai la taille d'une étoile humaine pour arracher aussi.
Maximum is the only way!
I know it is, but could you please turn it down just this instance? Just this one time? Maximum is...
Pump it to the brick! Pump it to the hard master! There's
Glue style? Okay, there literally is no other way. The mixing desk is glued to maximum.
Ah d'accord, ok. Ok, d'accord.
See? He pumps it to the hard master. It's
Sure.
hopeless.
Je crois qu'elle veut simplement dire que le curseur est coincé sur Maxime.
Of course it is.
Yeah! Permanent enlightenment! Ray of sound!
Les mecs, ils peuvent pas baisser ça.
Never mind then. Let's get on with our project. I'm going to unmute the
Egghead pumps his hand up in the air, waiting for the beat to drop.
Born ready.
Dit André.
Ready.
Dit Hurlenoid.
I'm ready if you two are detectives.
The lieutenant nods stoically.
Allez, alors attention. On va entendre le son que fait littéralement le néant.
Not so stoically, his hand moves to the gun holster.
5, 4,
Oui.
3.
Attention. Hein. 2. Accrochez-vous.
1.
1. Attention. Il est maintenant temps de savoir quel bruit ça fait. Le rien absolu.
Mute disengaged.
Elle lève la main du clavier. Un silence complet s'installe dans l'enceinte de l'église.
No wind outside, no waves, no floorboards creaking. Total, continuous silence. This is unnatural. The woman looks around. In the silence, you see dust move on the floorboards. The driver of the speaker vibrates in the air and then stops. Plasterwork begins to crumble down the wall. In the silence, a low hum starts creeping up your spine. It's a song inside you, not in the speakers, not in the room. A great bass sigh in the basement of your mind. Slowly, it builds until the air around you starts to vibrate.
Quand même ma cam, même ma lumière de mon appart a baissé, on dirait que je suis dans le noir maintenant. Le jeu est relié à mon monde. J'appuie sur continuer. J'en ai la chair de poule. Que va-t-il nous arriver?
It will devour everything. The floorboards, the glass, the streets and the people. Nothing will remain.
Guys, what's going on?
C'est votre trahison d'accepter, tant qu'il recule d'un pas pour juger son environnement. Un raclement léger, semblable à un cliquetis de cristal dans un vaisselier, se joint au cantique.
This fragile world is about to break.
Hein? Mais que se passe-t-il? Le monde va se faire dévorer par le néant.
It's getting louder.
Adicnoïde, les yeux rivés sur le drôle de cercle que forment les bassines. Alors?
In the basins, the water looks like it's boiling.
Hosiana! Mother of Mega!
Il pousse un premier hurlement, puis un second, mais sa voix affaiblit petit à petit. Je l'avais à l'intérieur au début.
The beauty and the beat! The future of dance! Planet!
No, Egg! It's the window!
Autour du cœur nu de Dolores Day, les pièces de verre se mettent à trembler, comme si l'auguste ancêtre était revenu d'entre les
In
morts.
the corner of your eye, the lieutenant steps aside, cautiously, his eyes searching for a possible evacuation route.
The window is going to come down. No, the roof!
Calmez les yeux. Un déchirement fond l'air, le bois et les clous hurlent, les colonnes d'église frémissent tout autour de vous. Quoi? Tout va s'effondrer?
Cracks appear on the stained glass window. Cracks run up the wooden pillars in the dark.
What? On est en train d'ouvrir un trou noir.
Come down to earth! Love!
Below it, all the bass grows, like the jaws of a giant compressor gnawing on metal and wood. It does not sound benevolent. A great pulse arises in your flesh.
That's it. I'm muting it.
Je suis dans ta vie, tapez du pied.
Oh! I want to feel the heat with somebody!
Shit! It doesn't stop. A seal? Have you?
Ouais, tout s'effondre. Oh là là, tout s'effondre. La jeune femme appuie frénétiquement sur les touches du clavier, mais le son ne s'arrête pas.
Yes, I've turned it off.
Pousse un cri avec le microphone de contact avec la
Andre,
main.
pull the compressor. The place is gonna come down.
Fuck! I can't shut it up. The signal's passed. It's not in here. It's...
In the mixing desk now, building into a positive feedback loop.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
This is it. A great roar. The vault of the roof twists above you. Glass shatters somewhere near the door. It's coming down.
Il ne faut pas l'arrêter. Ah. Ah si, tout va tomber sur nous. Regardez, ça s'est arrêté.
But then it stops. Totally and utterly. As if there never was a sound. Only your ears still ring from the shock. Everybody is staring at Egghead, holding a dangling cable in his hand. A black 3-pin connector.
Egg.
I pulled the plug. It was getting too hardcore.
C'était un chouïa trop tard.
You did good.
Trop hard.
Most of the place seems to be intact. Fucking hell. Programmer lady, tell me you were recording that.
4 years. 22 people. Millions of reals. All that time? This is what we were up against. Just erased it. Suliswolf isn't gonna believe this.
Yeah, but did you record it though? It was dope. I think we can use it.
Yes, Andre. I recorded it. Damn, I need to send some letters now. Thank you all for doing this. Eggman, you too. And you, officer. I don't know what we've discovered, but I know what it sounds like now. That's the start.
Est-ce que par hasard, on n'aurait pas trouvé la porte d'entrée pour leur prochain jeu? Vu qu'on a appris récemment que les développeurs de Disco Elysium, j'ai oublié le nom de leur boîte, sont en train de programmer, sont en train de préparer pour sortir un jeu dans l'univers de Disco Elysium, mais qui est de la science-fiction. Est-ce que on n'aurait pas trouvé la porte d'entrée qui ferait une référence à ça? Kim, vous avez entendu ça?
It was very hard not to. I think you're right. There is something going on here. And you need to be very careful with it.
I promise, officer. We will not play it again.
C'est quoi ce délire?
It was mathematical information from the anomaly, presented as a waveform. That's what it was technically. Theoretically, I have no idea. I've never even heard of anything.
A voice seems muffled in the silent church. It's your ears adjusting after the exposure.
Vous avez écrit une lettre à Sulislo?
Yes, our lead designer. And maybe some of the producers too. And some of the writers. If they're sober enough to open a transmission. They need to hear. They need to hear about this. Don't worry, I won't send the recording. Although I doubt they have the speakers to produce the frequency anyway.
Vous allez faire?
Stay here. I'm going to stay here with these lunatics. Send letters, maybe meet Suliswolf. Also devise further measurements.
I want you to know that's totally chill with us.
I don't care, but thank you anyway. Now, I have a theory to come up with. Some kind of preliminary explanation to all this. Or the letter will sound like I've lost my mind.
Yes, and we have to get back to stabilizing Martinez. Instead of demolishing it with loud bass noise of unknown origins.
Camion abandonné, difficile. André, impossible. Avec André.
You don't know enough about the world. But that Joyce, if you knew all she knows, could put it together.
Ce qui est Joyce. Intangible inconnu. Moins 10. T'avais mené l'enquête dans la zone commerciale maudite. Joyce, secteur c'était qui? Attendez, parce que là, beaucoup de noms là. Ça me rappelle un truc. Joyce. Mais c'est Joyce. Qu'est-ce qui est déjà Joyce? J'ai encore des jetés de dés à faire avec eux. J'ai quoi comme jeté de dés? J'ai deux trucs à faire après 22 heures. Je vais faire, je pense, confronter la poularde pour récupérer mon arme. Mais la poularde, en même temps, c'est pas celle... Ah non, c'est juste une tarée, la poularde. Je pourrais remonter quelque chose. Que je pourrais remonter? Je sais pas. Allons là.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
Suggestion. Suggestion. Moins 2 de réflexion, ah oui. Moins 1 de suggestion. Esprit de corps, dramatique. Logique. Tiens.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are
42.
you here for more?
You have absolutely no idea. Familiar?
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more?
Because you know each other. She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before.
On a parlé avant. Bien sûr, quand j'étais brune. On s'est déjà rencontrés.
Yes, I used to stand out there all the time. Before Mother told me to focus on my home. You've been running around all week without your shirt on, sir.
Sans
Telling
chemise.
people about being a star or something. I don't really understand who those stars are.
J'ai déjà parlé.
Of course, you've stopped by a few times. You certainly look better than the last time I saw you.
Comment ça mieux? J'ai l'air d'une loque.
Yeah, but you don't have party eyes anymore.
Party eyes. Yes, of course. That makes sense.
Petits
You
yeux.
know, like a cat in the dark, all big and wide-eyed.
Ouais, les yeux de
Certainly
mec
looks
bourré,
odd on a
quoi.
man.
The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That is what she meant. You were probably gurning too. Good thing she didn't say party eyes loud. Her mother's... Fuck yeah. You should get some party eyes right now.
Non, mais
Snap
calme-toi, l'électrochimie.
on you, boy. Oh, baby, that's not what you have to worry about. Worry about the important thing.
Tu veux pas commencer par me dire qu'on se connaissait?
Didn't know I had to do that.
Pas intrigué. J'ai plus trop envie de jouer au jeu des devinettes. Et j'ai appris des choses sur...
I'm glad I could help you, sir.
Au revoir. Voilà. Ça m'a donné de l'expérience. Ah, je pourrais... Attends, est-ce que je peux... J'ai pas un truc sur les cartes, là? Chial. Aucune personne censée n'accepte de mettre sa tête dans une machine pareille. Dans une machine? Quelle machine? Il raconte lui.
Several maps. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of this large ozone. In the northeast, a dust you can. 850 million people. The ocean connections to other worlds. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars. Perhaps they are gods. Gods of distance and outer dust. The north coast to the east. Huron. It's so no. This is somewhere to be. This is all you have.
Moi, je pensais qu'il y avait un truc à faire. Non, non, il n'y avait rien à faire. Ok, allez voir. Au revoir. Qu'est-ce que j'ai d'autre à faire? Docker endormi. Alter. Oui, c'est vrai que je peux... Ouais, je peux aller voler. Porte à talisman. Gaston Martin. Rhétorique légendaire. Ok. Camp de D, je peux la retourner la voir. René Arnoux aussi, apparemment. André. Camion abandonné. Liliane. Joyce. Ah, Jeff, j'ai dû leur parler. Le pendu. Le pendu. Je peux lui parler au pendu.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
Esprit de corps. Je crois que j'ai rien pour l'esprit de corps par contre. Ah si, plus un. J'ai ça. Oui, mais d'accord, ok. En tous les cas, ça donne 1. Ah, esprit de corps, oui, mais du coup, c'est une veste aussi. Donc, ça pense pas mal.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
C'est faible, hein. 28%. Allez, 28%, c'est 100%.
There's something that binds you to him. Some kind of an outfit, maybe. A uniform. I want to say, yes, I think, then don't. No one.
Il est flic! Putain, il est flic, quoi. Stupide au bout d'un moment, Harry. Comment on va la voir, elle? Même plus. Comment on va la voir, elle?
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. Casting the speaker comes to life.
Good afternoon. Please repeat. Is good. Please repeat the password.
La vie, la mort.
Good. I've unlocked the production schedule.
Really? She just used the same password? Maybe those radio computer guys aren't that paranoid after.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for
C'est bon.
Thank you.
Tiles on the cube with a quiet determination. The printer starts printing. A piece of paper unfolding like a handheld fan. A black crisscross of letters covers its surface.
Pour rappeler, ici, on est dans un bureau abandonné depuis des décennies. Du coup, on a appris que l'autre qu'on vient de voir avec ses écouteurs dans l'église, elle est partie. C'était une boîte qui essayait de créer un JDR, un jeu de rôle, mais connecté à distance, par des coups de téléphone, et mondial, entre guillemets, comme si des centaines et des centaines de personnes à travers le monde jouaient au même JDR que toi, en fait. Voilà. Mais suite à pas mal de problèmes et d'argent apparemment. Pourquoi il y a un point d'interrogation? Lire l'impression.
It's a project report written by the lead producer, Andrew Andy Schott, about Whirl Untethered, a radio game developed by Studio Fortress Accident. The first few pages give an overview of the capital and workforce, while the rest of it seems to be a production schedule.
Lire sur le capital, je veux tout savoir sur
In
l'argent.
its short time of existence, Fortress Accident SCA managed to burn through truly insane amounts of money. The first tranche of seed financing brought in 150,000 Riyal, but then came the delays.
150 000, bah ça va.
Eventually,
Moi j'ai
the damage
81.
reached 400,000 Riyal, with only half of the game finished.
Ils ont trouvé où tout se pèse, tout se pèse.
Let's just say it was a real adventure for their Igaunian investor.
Lire sur l'équipe qui a bossé ici pendant combien de temps?
Fortress Accident employed 18 people, the bulk of the team composed of writers and concept artists. There were also radio programmers, sound engineers, a CEO, 2 marketing experts, and a single overburdened producer who developed a habit of popping Corolidon in the basement to escape his obligations. Why did Fortress Accident have so many concept artists?
Un jeu radiophonique. Ouais, c'est vrai que des artistes pour un jeu radiophonique, bah, t'as pas besoin de dessiner des monstres vu que c'est par téléphone.
It didn't.
Il n'était pas nécessaire d'avoir autant d'illustrateurs.
No, definitely not. A few more producers could have come in handy though, especially when dealing with writers, some of whom routinely skip to work because of mental health issues and extremely unprofessional sleep schedules.
Ouais, bah ils faisaient un jeu vidéo pour Rockstar ou pour n'importe quelle autre grosse boîte de société d'aujourd'hui, quoi. Ça tire à balles réelles.
One of them even managed to steal some valuable company property before skipping town for good.
Ça va. Il y a le développeur de DayZ, quoi. Il y a le développeur de DayZ ici. Feuilleton feuilleter le planning de production, même si vous ne savez pas ce que c'est.
The production schedule depicts their glorious descent into bankruptcy.
Cause des illustrateurs?
Not the concept artists. It wasn't even the writers. With their panic attacks and 3-hour lunches, it was impossible not to fail. The project was too large, and no amount of money could satiate the ever-expanding ambitions of the development team.
C'est quoi, c'est Citizen K? C'est Star Citizen?
They tried to make a 4 million Real game with 400,000 in their bank account.
Oh, ça va, il leur manquait quoi? 3-0? 1-0. Il leur manquait 1-0. C'est tout. Qu'est-ce que c'est 1-0?
They thought they could bridge the gap with pure willpower and imagination. They couldn't.
Je peux compenser ce qui manquait, moi. Bah oui. Si je comprends, ils se sont fait harakiri à cause de leur ambition.
No. Even then, success remained within an ever-narrowing margin of possibility that, despite everything, never entirely disappeared. That is, until they discovered the Valley of the Heads.
La quoi?
At the 11th hour, the lead designer, Jimsk-born Suliswaf Jalisa, decided that what Wirral Untethered needed was a secret mystical location at the extreme edge of the map.
À l'extrémité de la carte? Mais du coup, c'est dans le monde réel. Donc ça veut dire dans l'extrémité du monde.
This place was to be the Valley of the Heads, where the heads of all the headless constructs could be found. The player would have been able to choose a head for their headless party member, and each head would have been voiced on air by a professional actor.
Quoi?
The world had never seen their kind before, and might never again.
Combien de têtes?
So many. The last count, there were approximately 10,000 heads for 10,000 headless men, all of which could be endlessly recombined.
Ça donne combien de combinaisons possibles, ça? Ça donne... Bah, 10 000 possibilités.
Do you really want to know? There seems to be a calculation here, but it may take a while.
Ouais, c'est parti. Quoi, c'est à peu près toutes les possibilités, ça va. Ouais, ça continue. Wouh! Continuez. Wouhou! Je vais faire crash la machine. Wouhou! Je peux regarder tout.
The lieutenant taps his foot impatiently.
Mais putain, mais quel débile! Pourquoi il a dit oui? Ça va, ça fait des... Mais qu'est-ce que je fais? Qu'est-ce que je fais? Wouhou! Yeah! Wouh! Wouhou! Continue! Il y a quelques possibilités. Ça va!
What if you broke the radio computer? What if it's never going to stop?
Ça se trouve, ça c'est exactement. Les mecs, c'est dessus vous caressent. Oh merde! Et c'est tout.
And
Et c'est...
that's it.
Oh. Il y a que des zéros, regardez. Il y a que des zéros. Oh, ça monte loin, oh. Donc c'est ça qui les a coulés.
Well, yeah, that and the catastrophic data loss.
Ah, c'est sûrement l'anomalie dont parlait Sona dans le registre de l'église.
On the nature of the data loss, there's ominously little information in the production log. It comes at the very end, where things get fuzzy and dark, where tables and numbers seem to vanish into an eerie nothingness, before the Egonian investors pulled the plug. What is clear is that one day, an unidentified numeric anomaly occurred on the East Insulindian Lintel front, just as the World Untethered project was being compiled that day.
T'as les mecs qui sont en train de compiler leur jeu et boum, ils ont tout perdu.
When the project was returned, it was completely blank.
Oh là, t'imagines? Je passe, je sais pas combien d'années dessus et boum, disparu.
The team spent weeks on the phone with Lintel, the service provider, but despite their diagnostics, they could never produce a satisfactory explanation or pay for the loss.
Ils ont perdu le jeu entier et ils se sont sortis sans rien avoir à... Ils s'en sont sortis sans rien avoir à rembourser. Il n'avait aucune copie de secours.
Mysteriously enough, it seems that the offsite copy happened to be onsite when the catastrophic data loss occurred. It was the lead programmer's responsibility to oversee weekly maintenance of the offsite copy and, well, keep it offsite. An explanatory note from the lead programmer has been attached.
Un message qui dit quoi?
S. Lukanen Kilda, the lead programmer of Fortress Accident. The offsite copy was onsite because there was no offsite anymore. Not for me, not after 8 months of crunch. I didn't have a home anymore, so I started keeping it in the basement in the ice bear refrigerator near where I went to sleep. It was perfectly safe there. The temperature conditions were optimal.
Une explication de tout ce qu'il y a de plus hasard.
That's not what her colleagues... She's right, actually. Nothing wrong with keeping this type of filament memory in a fridge.
Autre chose de la main de cette programmeuse en chef.
The production schedule ends with a few random notes that seem to be added sometime later.
Il y a les notes de fin.
4 months later, by an unknown author. I am the only one left, and it's gotten rather damp here. A few other businesses have gone under, too. Slipstream switched to making skis, and the hairdressers just left, cursing Martinez. They're right, though. Something's seriously wrong with this place. Martinez, all of it. Still haven't got an answer from Lintel about what happened. All I could get were the physical coordinates of the error on the East Insulindian front on that day. Since the computation happened on air, I reckoned it had to coincide with an actually existing location.
Ouais, c'est dans l'église du coup.
I have compared the coordinates to a map of Revachol West. Turns out it's only 800 meters from here. The address is Saint-Brun 1147. I am going there to look this thing in the eye.
C'est Sona du coup.
Saint-Brun 1147. That's what the street sign next to the church said. Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. The filament slides out of its glowing nest.
Voilà. Non, je crois que c'est par là qu'on peut aller pour aller parler à la meuf des jeux de dés. Là. On peut par là. Hein. Ah si, c'est là. Bonjour. J'ai vendu votre dé sans vouloir, je suis désolé.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Pourquoi est-ce qu'elle n'a pas mis la clé sous la porte? Plus de trous de 2 mm dans le monde trouvé. Frisson. Est-ce que j'ai 2 trucs pour les frissons? Ouais, j'ai un pour frisson là. Et un petit frisson. Là, si là. Cravate.
Oh, it's you again.
58.
Are you looking
Allez.
for a die?
Aside from getting naked, you're not sure what else to do. The building holds no more answers for you.
Oh, les dés, j'ai fait un lance dés de merde. Dommage. 2 et 3, quoi, vraiment. Je reviendrai. Qu'est-ce qu'on a d'autre à faire? Il faut qu'on aille parler à Joyce. Là, c'est vrai que je commence à voir... je vois tous les affiches de Van Eyck. Nation trans, nation Eyck. Très utile. Une affiche cassée sur une nouvelle. Anno Van Eyck connaît le Colisade. Une drôle de performance live sous un bunker souterrain dégueu. Ah bah il est pas là, Joyce. Facile. Votre chambre n'est pas beaucoup plus grande que ce voilier. Celui-là vaut plus que tout ce que vous pourrez gagner au cours de votre vie. Tellement. Alors, c'est Joyce.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Il retrouve mon insigne en fait.
I love you did.
Fast, observantly, she is memorizing your badge number.
Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant W. Freighter Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. What can I help you with, Lieutenant Freighter?
How about you share your information on the lynching, now that you've seen his badge?
The goalposts have moved, Lieutenant. In the absence of the badge, I have informed my employer there will be a probe. I cannot rescind that promise. To my knowledge, the drivers are still at the roundabout. I will tell you everything I know when you've finished with them.
C'est votre plan depuis le début.
My plan is to share information. The only way to do that now is by telling my employers you've kept your end, which I hope you will, because let me tell you...
Meaning, the information she has will raise the stakes in this game.
The sooner the probe is finished, the sooner I can share crucial information with you. Now, is there anything I can do for you in the meanwhile? Tea, perhaps?
Quelle question posée sur la
Or
réalité?
lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
C'est quoi? Attendre quelque chose de fondamental, plus 2 parce que je connais Dolores Day. 3% en ayant 5 en conceptualisation. Oh là là. Plus 1 peut accéder à la base de données de la pays. C'est quoi? Penser à quelque chose qui vous tient à cœur. Vous êtes au courant du décomptage de la MCR. Le débriefing sur la MCR de Kim est terminé. Esprit de corps 2. Mais esprit de corps, je crois que j'ai rien du tout. En plus, j'ai du coup moins. J'ai des trucs pour l'esprit de corps, moi. Je crois pas que j'ai beaucoup de trucs pour l'esprit de corps. C'est un truc tout à l'heure, l'esprit de corps, non? Oui, c'est oui, bébé, du coup, oui.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day.
It remains a mystery what you mean by this something close.
Glad to have been.
Et là, même en conceptualisation, je pense que même en montant à mort les stats.
You're back. Good. What can I... More lessons in basic
8!
reality?
Wouh!
A strange coldness comes over you as you look at the world. The waves sway the sea
Fallait faire un bon score.
slowly.
Glad to have been.
Ouais.
You're back.
Tu parles à Evan Clark.
You have. And how did you like Mr.
C'est un magnifique et juste, ouais. Et un route mouvement des travailleurs, c'est le champion à qui je jure fidélité. Bah, va pas lui dire ça, mec. C'est un société arc-en-ciel bouffi. Je peux faire des affaires avec lui pour un société, c'est raisonnable. Ce n'est pas le champion que j'ai choisi. Je veux vous jurer fidélité ainsi qu'à la cause du capital. Peu importe ce qu'on en pense, je faisais juste mon travail. Voilà.
Of course, detective.
The RCM does not pick sides in this.
Exactement
I hope
qui.
it doesn't come off any other way.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt verm myself. However, if you... How could I stop you? Are we not human?
Ah, meuf.
Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural.
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things.
Est-ce que je lui balance des infos que j'ai sur lui? Déjà, je lui dirais pas, mais de retrouver mon arme. La meuf, elle sait déjà que j'ai perdu mon badge. Si en plus, elle sait que j'ai perdu mon arme et qu'il y a un baron de la drogue qui m'aide à la récupérer, voilà, hein? Il m'a demandé de remettre une enveloppe.
Sounds like he has you running errands, detective. A well-established dominance ritual. Where did he have you deliver it? Ah, yes. I've been meaning...
With longing. Clear and simple longing.
J'aimais beaucoup ce village, n'est-ce pas?
Why does she want to go there?
Je vais être triste de ne pas pouvoir acheter ce endroit.
I should be. In my youth, I had a brief dalliance here in Martinez. He was an older man with impossibly broad shoulders. He's probably dead by now. Even his shack is long gone. Not that it matters. These buildings are all carbon copies of one another.
T'es déjà venu à Martinez?
Yes, I was slumming it with
Sans canailler. Elle est venue sans canailler. Alors, attention, elle est venue sans canailler.
Don't hold it against me. My paramour certainly did not.
On dirait que cette époque vous manque.
Not overly so. It's not like this was the only place we visited. Me and my girlfriends from Azon with our shiny boats. Like reavers.
Oh, les riches, quoi.
We told ourselves we were the worst thing to happen to the coast since the coalition landed in 08. Imagine.
Elle veut construire un centre d'animation jeunesse pour les enfants de Martinez.
A youth centre with Edgar Clare's statue on top of it. Go ahead. Help him. Make it so. I have no power to stop him.
Ne vous inquiétez pas, moi je l'ai stoppé. Vous êtes triste de ne pas pouvoir acheter cet endroit?
Yes. I'm sad I'll never have the time, Detective. I've always wanted a dilapidating fishing village.
She is more defensive about it than usual.
Full of ghosts and ancient memories. Has this errand yielded you any information?
On m'a demandé d'ouvrir une porte.
A referral, you mean? I take it this was for someone in the RCM. Don't answer that.
Moi je vais parler d'une vraie porte.
Oh my.
The lieutenant does not say anything, but you hear the nylon of his jacket rustle as he looks at you.
Of course. The RCM has the right to inspect any premises. How else would you...
Her bartering mind cannot fathom that you didn't ask anything in return.
Frankly, what was done was not pretty at all, but neither was it illegal. And it was not for nothing. I advise you to be very selective with what information you choose to share. This may have consequences beyond our line of sight.
Et là, t'as demandé à les militants du syndicat de coopérer pleinement à l'enquête.
How benevolent. Hopefully they'll help you sort this...
We cannot discuss the specifics of an ongoing investigation, ma'am. Besides, you haven't exactly been forthcoming yourself.
That is only fair.
J'ai dit ce que je pouvais.
Well, I hope it yields something. Otherwise, you'll have opened that door for naught. Anything else?
Tout ce que j'ai dit.
Naturally, Detective. Of course, Detective. Should something come up later? Until then, is there anything...
C'est compliqué là. Il cache bien son jeu là. Qu'est-ce que j'ai d'autre à faire? Tatouage de la victime, ça ne dit rien à personne. J'ai jamais cette option. Hein. Qui a appelé? Bah ça... Explorer le passage du secret, bah ça je... Rien. Sinon du jeu sur lynchage. Ah, c'est elle, Joyce. Sert du trafic. Non, je vais pas tout de suite en vrai. Je vais attendre peut-être d'avoir réélucidé le trafic avant d'aller parler. Les pièces d'armure, le corps de la victime, l'institut médico-légal. Je pense qu'on va renvoyer son cadavre, j'ai plus grand chose à faire. Kim, venez, on va renvoyer le cadavre médico-légal. Alors ne faites pas gaffe aux chaussures, vous inquiétez pas, c'est normal qu'il n'y en ait plus.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly.
En perception, je crois que je suis au max là. Je crois que je peux pas faire mieux au niveau perception. Ah si, je peux faire mieux, je crois. Non, j'ai pas rien pour... Mes lunettes ne servent pas à faire de la perception.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. You touch the dead man's body. His skin is cold, light blue and silver.
Ah mais voilà, j'ai fait un 1 dans mon CD quoi.
It'll come to you sooner or later. At least he's safe here until then.
Je Je vais
The
réussir.
bear's eyes are still glowing red. Your arms
Voilà.
reach out and your eyes close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, slippery flesh, first with your fingertips.
What is that?
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a spider, your hand crawls over his features. Everything is silent.
Les deux dans sa bouche.
The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to
Jouer
the
avec.
base of the mouth,
Non?
lolling around like a scallop.
Ouvrez les yeux et regardez.
A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your naked hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from the throat, and there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened. A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound. Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
Ton cerveau.
Yes, that's what this part is called.
Merci. Pensez à pas toucher ce qu'il y a autour.
The basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex.
Reptilian complex. Et qui parle la nuit. Putain, il aurait été du coup poignardé.
This man will never sleep again. Never wake.
Enfonce encore plus profondément la main.
Your fingers slide into the remains of his limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both. This is what he used to regulate his emotions with.
Une cavité juste entre les hémisphères.
The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper.
Enfoncez encore plus profondément la main.
Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow.
Enfilé comme un gant.
Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist
Mais
as
jusqu'où
you
je suis allé.
push deeper. And sharp, serrated material. The edges cut right into your skin.
Ah non! Ah, faut pas que je me coupe en ayant les mains dans le crâne de quelqu'un! Oh là là, je vais tellement tomber malade.
The pain is barely noticeable under the adrenaline rush.
Tu sens un objet solide juste en dessous du
Can
crâne.
you get to it?
Extirper l'objet. Oui. Oh, heureusement que j'ai une bonne affinité mécanique, parce que vu le lancer de dés là...
Object between your index and middle finger feels sharp, like metal. You press your teeth together. Your jaw is...
Retournement de situation.
All you need to do is just...
Good, good.
The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose them. With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth, covered in blood up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower, a blossom made of lead.
A bullet.
C'est donc fait tirer dessus. Il n'est donc pas
The
mort
bullet
pendu.
falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood
Donc,
on the plastic.
il n'y a bien
He
qu'un
rubs
seul
the
tueur,
bag under
celui qui
his
a
eyes
appuyé sur
and
la
says,
gâchette.
A non-calibre. Rifled. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact.
Vous pouvez les garder, sinon je vous en fais cadeau.
No, you deserve it. We can log it later.
Pose le sac dans votre main, son thé il est
We
léger.
need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion color. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
Vous continuez de hocher la tête.
Opinion, fatal injury.
C'est pas ce qu'on croyait la dernière fois. Bah oui, mais on ne savait pas. Il est donc pas fait tuer, il est donc pas mort à cause de la pendaison. Il est mort à cause d'une balle.
And one last thing. We should amend injury number 3. Ligament mark. New opinion, non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
Traitement.
Treatment, officer, is an attempt to manipulate the body after death, to hide the real cause with a false cause. In this case...
L'affaire continue. Nous qui pensions avons trouvé que c'était juste les gars de Titus et lui. Non, finalement, ça va un peu plus loin. Il y a quelqu'un qui a décidé de appuyer sur la gâchette.
This injury here.
Tout ça, c'était du traitement.
Yes, and the belt around his neck, the hanging, even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead.
Est-ce que vous ne faites pas des conclusions hâtives? Je suis d'accord.
I have had my doubts since you showed me the tracks. Why did they carry him over? Why not march him, I thought. There was no satisfying explanation. There have been other signs too. Small details. Everything is too neatly designed for us to assign probable cause here, as we did, full-heartedly. Well, no more.
There is, of course, the very real possibility he was both shot and hanged.
Non. Ils auraient entendu. Les gens dans le... que ce soit dans le ring in rags et tout, ils auraient entendu une balle. Je crois que j'ai besoin de me laver.
To hide something. The real killer? The real motivation? What really happened here?
Qui peut être la
That's
responsable.
for us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little easier.
Je crois que j'ai besoin de me laver.
Oh, you really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening.
Mais je dors plus là-bas. Mais je dors plus là-bas en fait.
Yes, we should take a closer look at it.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can transport him to processing myself, but I will be gone for the rest of the day.
Qu'est-ce que je fais
Work
encore?
on the case. Tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs... I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing. Great work, detective.
After you bag the corpse, Lieutenant Kitsuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning. You can do side tasks, and even the main case, but it might be more difficult. Plan his exit accordingly.
Alors, on n'y va pas tout de suite. Alors, on a des trucs à faire. On ira chercher mon flingue. Et après, on récupère mon flingue, je t'enverrai et moi j'irai voir les communistes. Ok?
The bullet
regarde
is
dans la balle.
safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp.
What?
Qu'est-ce que je vais bien faire de top
Well,
team?
if I was the bullet, which I'm not, I would say, find the weapon that shot me.
Pas mal, Kim, pas mal. J'aime bien l'idée.
If we find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it, possibly to kill our... In conclusion, the more we know about this bullet of yours, the better.
C'est la balle à travers le sac.
The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag. You wouldn't ordinarily have cause to handle jacketed bullets. The citizens' militia uses cast bullets only. Little pebbles of metal loaded from the muzzle, usually in a cartridge.
C'est mignon la balle.
The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
Putain la douille.
You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear.
Okay.
It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound.
What can you say about the bullet so far?
C'est une balle chemisée mesurant près de 5 mm de diamètre.
A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzleloader like those typically found on the streets of Martinez.
Highly unusual. The people of Revachol haven't carried breech-loading weapons like this for nearly half a century.
Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Vous avez un fusil similaire à votre disposition. Ah oui, c'est vrai que j'ai trouvé un juste à côté là en plus. Vous connaissez le nom du fusil arché que vous avez trouvé? L'encyclopédie a dit qu'elle provenait d'armes avec chargement par culasse.
A rifle, Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46mm from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique.
La marque?
The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theatre of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago. Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you. The dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber.
Quelqu'un fabriquait encore ces fusils?
No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling.
Qui utiliserait un fusil Belmargrave à notre époque?
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache. Only...
What are you thinking? Bullet?
Faut savoir d'où ça provient.
Okay. And?
Tir provenait ce bracelet d'un fusil Belmargrave.
An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez, or anywhere in Ravachol, really.
Ah bon, pourquoi?
Sure, there's some arms trafficking, but the laws prohibiting the use of breech loaders we inherited from the monarchy have been effective, from what I've seen. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement to front-loaded rifles is a policy enforced by the Moralist International in all the nations of the Real Belt.
La loi, c'est nous.
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and... But back to the investigation.
Est-ce que les victimes auraient pu fréquenter des guérillos étrangers?
Let's find out. Next step, finding the gun itself.
Est-ce que c'était ça, Joyce? Est-ce que Joyce, elle essayait de nous dire... Elle essayait d'essayer de nous dire qu'en fait, finalement, il a été tué par balle. Ça se trouve. C'est ce qu'elle voulait essayer de nous apprendre. Et là, je vais la voir et je lui dis... Je sais.
Kuno saw you wield that can. Sweet graffito action pig. Kuno likes that delinquent shit.
T'aimes l'art, Kuno?
Fuck no, art shit.
Ah ouais, ta petite huile de sorel, c'est quoi, là? T'écris dans un calepin imaginaire. Pigé. L'art, c'est de la merde.
It's not art, it's fucking brutal. Nothing pussy about it. The fuck out of...
Even the pigs think it's gone.
Look, bitches, Kuno's gonna wrap it up for you. Talk business, or fuck off. Enough about this art shit. Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Quel rageux. est étrange. Hein? Comme ça, le bruit de la neige qu'ils font est étrange. Tu me racontes. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? Quoi? Mais qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? Mais il va où? Hein? Mais qu'est-ce que... Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Hypnogamma? Ok. Den Vanig, Overdrive.
A lorry. The smell of... There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be. Voila. A stack of neatly folded paper.
Bonne prise.
Bonne prise.
This lot toll booths. There. Hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881. High above to Kuron. This municipal... The final... These looks like the smugglers have infiltrated the road network belong.
So it would seem. The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them. The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritor with cool names. It's here's bad news. Best not.
The stack of maps looks just like you wedge your... But
C'est un radio, non?
sandpaper adds... The movie stars are... Looks like...
Strand.
It has to be an advanced model to fit so many frequencies.
For contact looks like...
A 20
No, what? Doesn't look...
The ghostly actresses. A metallic drawer slides out. It's an issue. It looks like an article ripped out from... These formula...
The Ulan frequency system? I've never...
Pull out toolbox slides back into its nest. You wedge it, but one sandpaper adds...
Sandpaper, yes? Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the... Now we know for certain who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation?
Ça correspondra à ce que nous a dit Joyce.
Understood. We should still go and see what Titus has got to say on the matter.
The movie stars are still closed.
Pourquoi j'ai marqué que j'ai un truc à faire encore dans le camion? Qu'est-ce que j'ai à faire dans le camion? Instrument physique difficile.
A lorry, a bed.
Je sais pas.
I've got nothing to...
Well, well, well.
It's you again. What is it?
Well, well, well. J'ai trouvé une balle dans le crâne du pendu.
A bullet, you say? That...
Indeed. Mighty. How did it get there?
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads. I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end
Tu
up
fais le malin, Titus, hein?
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
Sire, it would be an event most dramatic if you were to produce the bullet and dangle it before their very eyes.
C'est dramatique. Je me pose la question, pourquoi y avait-il ceci dans le crâne de la victime?
Wow! He's got it in a real evidence.
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
Je crois que la pendaison servait à dissimuler le fait qu'il a été abattu.
You know what I think he was shot in the head as a kid, and his brain grew around the bullet.
Oh, bah ouais, mais c'est ça, merci Titus. Allez viens, venez Kim, on a résolu l'affaire.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
All the goofing around is to avoid lying. It's a technique.
It's a technique. Vous l'avez flingué.
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk. Better hope he stays so.
No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you shoot him before you hanged him?
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time.
Ne vous inquiétez pas, on finira par le découvrir tôt ou tard.
Never been worried in my life, lawman.
Voilà. Croise ses bras velus, oubliant même un instant l'élection de sa bière.
It's not like you blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there, somewhere.
C'est toujours à 3%, quoi. Autorité, j'ai une grosse baisse à cause, je crois que t'as un... Ouais, une réflexion à -1. Mais je sais plus c'est laquelle. Ah oui, c'est là. C'est mon économie sociale mazaviste. Est-ce que j'ai des trucs pour monter mon autorité? Oh, plus 2 en autorité.
It's you again. What is it?
« 42 avec 3 d'autorité. »
It's you again. What is it?
Parce que je viens plutôt quand j'aurai mon flingue, ça me fera preuve d'autorité avec un flingue. Allô? Oui. T'as un lancer blanc. Oui, mais après, si j'ai plus de points, je pourrais pas... Allez, tente.
As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar?
Est-ce que j'ai déjà vu ça?
You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with, almost exclusively, men, sitting on desks, talking shit and wasting time.
JPG Titus, ici c'est vraiment vous qui faites la loi.
Huh?
Vous semblez vraiment à des vrais flics en train de branler les mouches, une bière à la main.
You got a problem with beer now?
Not quite there yet. Push on.
Non, j'étais tellement bourré que j'ai fait plonger mon automotrice dans la mer et j'en ai rien à branler comme vous. Non, moi aussi j'adore la bière et me tirer sur la nouille au lieu d'aider les gens.
You saying we don't help people? I've been doing this job for 10 years. Martinez was a dump before we put this outfit together.
They don't know, man. They weren't here. We had 3 shootings a week, kids dead, fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s.
Congratulations on the graffito removal. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim.
So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck.
Don't let him drink that. One more push, quick.
L'important c'est pas le coupable, c'est la victime.
Titus?
She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up, but on his terms.
You wanna help her, cop? Fine. I'm gonna let you help her, but you treat her with respect. If you don't, if you question her, harass her, a freight train of pain.
What is her name?
Glacia, I'm on due. She's staying here at the Whirling in Rags, a real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit, blonde. That's Amanju, with an O-U.
C'est question de toi?
Shit. The girl. The girl upstairs? That can't be her. She knows you drank so hard you forgot you were a cop.
J'ai que des moins 1. Vous avez dit que ne pas vous souvenir que vous étiez flic, vous avez dit que ne pas vous souvenir de la réalité, vous avez pas de votre chambre et pleurer. Allez, boum. Miss Oranier, dans ce disco.
Sure, why not? You've probably seen her around.
Maintenant, je suis obligé de faire. Gardez votre calme. Non, je vais tellement pas garder mon calme. Ah!
Inexplicably add cool after the victim's name, with your eyes bulging like some wild beast. Your fingers are fidgeting.
I don't understand what's so cool here.
Nothing. We just have a few more questions.
Calm. Normal. Try to forget this little hiccup.
Donc, le viol, quand est-ce que ça a eu lieu? Quelle était sa relation avec le mercenaire?
Relationship? There was no fucking relationship. He raped her. That's their relationship.
It was like that karaoke incident all over again. Or like some of the other girls.
Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to your stated investigation.
Quand est-ce que ça a eu lieu?
He did it before we killed him. He's not gonna do it again. So what does it matter?
It would help if we establish a timeline.
All right. 2 weeks, maybe? I don't know. I need another beer.
Here you go, boss.
Grand Blond lui jette une canette, Titus l'ouvre. Quelle est votre relation avec
I
elle?
know her.
How well do you know her?
A small twitch in the corner of Kim's mouth. He has a hunch about what knowing means.
Well enough, Copper. We partied. She's been here for a few months.
Ne connais pas du coup. Ok, cool. Ok, cool. Alors, je pense pas que ce soit une référence à Brooklyn Nine-Nine, mais moi je la vois.
You mean Revachol? Nah. Our Miss Aranier disco dancer.
Aranier.
Is an immigrant. Or a drifter of some sort.
Don't you give her any more trouble. She's just had some bad luck, that's all. Shut up, Angie. She doesn't need your help.
Titus gives them both. What's with all the silences? It's like these guys don't know how to feel about this. You should keep picking at it.
Le bouton, vous avez dit cool, mais c'est-à-dire?
What do you think I meant?
Vous avez fait du karaoké. Vous avez fait du karaoké. Du cul, de la drogue et du karaoké, c'est ça?
Yes, and no. Got something to say about it?
Donc vous voulez dire que vous étiez proche?
No, we just fucked. That's all. I'm not gonna give you any details if that's what you're after. So put your dick away.
He really went out of his way to seem comfortable with this topic. That's all. He's doing a good job here. A commendable performance of I don't give a shit.
Je crois que je la connais.
You don't know her.
T'as raison, je ne la connais pas. Ne rien dire.
Good boy. Remember what I said. Freight train of pain.
C'est donc la meuf que avec qui j'essaie de discuter depuis... Attendez, venez, on s'écarte un peu. Qu'est-ce qu'il faut que je change déjà? Ah, mes bottes. Ouf. Je vais remettre mon calepin. Venez, on s'écarte un peu, mon cher Kim.
Officer, what was that?
Donc, vous parlez des sueurs, des tremblements quand il a mentionné son nom.
Yes.
Le truc tremblant quand gelé avec un œil. Et le truc tremblotant engelé avec un... Ah, quoi? Je crois que je connais cette femme.
The victim? Is there something I should know before we talk to her?
Whatever you do, don't say the first thing.
Don't say the first thing. The first thing, la première chose, c'est je ne l'ai pas violée. Ne dis pas, je ne l'ai pas violée. Elle sait que j'avais oublié que j'étais flic. Elle sait que j'ai fait des trucs déments avant de m'évanouir et que j'ai fait de la teuf et que je suis pas très sain d'esprit. Je lui ai demandé où on était, le nom de la ville, possible que je lui ai demandé en quelle année on était, des trucs du genre.
Okay, that's manageable. Understood. You were not in good shape on Monday.
C'est que j'ai des trucs déments avant de m'évanouir, que j'ai fait la teuf et que je suis pas très sain
So
d'esprit.
she overheard you, or did you party together?
Elle m'a entendu écouter de la musique, en faire des trucs bizarres depuis sa chambre, c'est celle qui est à côté de la vôtre.
Anything else?
Je lui ai demandé où était le nom de la ville, possible que je lui ai demandé en quelle année on était.
That's clearly your interrogation technique. Anything else?
Non.
We'll be all right, Lieutenant.
Is it though? Nothing? You're still in for a bumpy ride here.
Ouais, on va essayer. Toc toc.
Door is
Who is it?
Une jeune femme répond étouffée par la porte.
tired. Control.
This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. The door is open. I'm drying my hair.
Sounds like it's coming from upstairs somewhere.
On pourrait fouiner un peu avant d'entrer. Pile de vêtements sales, celle d'une femme. Des calculs concernant une facture d'hôtel, on dirait que les séjours d'ici depuis un bail. Elle a payé cette chambre pour environ 4 mois. Vous voulez la cour en dessous, le cadavre n'est plus là.
This medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills, haphazardly stacked, one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush.
Yeah,
So it's been used quite, but not for scrubbing blood off towels or anything else interesting. Pharmaceuticals line the shelves, sheet upon sheet of pill bottle next to pill bottle. Acetylic acid, APAP, eye drops, blood thinners.
Anything of note?
Pill bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, histoperidol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them, an unusually shaped nasal spray. Its label reads, Nacra. Nacra. This is used to treat opioid overdoses. Always handy to have around.
Un antagoniste à opioïdes.
That's used for diamorphine overdoses.
You could say he's on the lookout.
Vous aimez les plaquettes de piles.
Among some foreign, probably Messinian or Gotwaldian, marked red blister packs you find. What do you find? This is going to take.
Électrochimie. Attends, je crois que je peux augmenter mon électrochimie. Je crois que j'ai ça. Regardez, boum. Dans tous les cas, mon pantalon me donne plus un en électrochimie, j'ai pas vu. Moi, j'ai peut-être rien du coup. Si. Plus 1 en électrochimie.
This medicine cabinet is stocked with a bright orange bottle with Preptide stamped on it, in sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for.
Pourquoi
Your
c'est vraiment
palm,
c'est
it's speed, man. Just what you were looking for. They call it dextroamphetamine and talk about psychological disorders. But what we're seeing here is some scientifically advanced trucker speed.
Preptide, a euphemism for pharmaceutical amphetamine. Prescription speed.
The fuck are you waiting for?
Non. Non, non, et non. On ne fait plus de ça. C'est fini. Le lit a été fait à la hâte.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass, in and untarnished, smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges. But the surface of the window is clear from the inside. Following your lead, the lieutenant leans in closer to
Cette fenêtre a été remplacée
inspect.
récemment.
Looks like it, yes.
Une autre fumée de cigarette de marque Astra Menthol flotte dans l'air.
The same small, heavy door. No lock inside.
I don't know, Lieutenant Yefret. It is not the first closed door we found in this building. There is also your mysterious blue kitchen door.
Je sais que c'est important.
I don't know. The further we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case. The vigilantes, the cadaver, and a number of people connected to the case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant.
Du coup, peut-être que la porte du dessous est une méga enquête. Et oui, toi, Kim, qui disait que ce n'était rien.
No, still a mini investigation.
Héroïque. Enfoncez la porte. Poussez.
It's barred from the inside. You hear the bar rattle. Sounds like it's heavy too. Must be something valuable inside to go through the trouble of protecting it. The door is very sturdy indeed.
Putain, j'ai rien d'instrument physique, quoi. Pouah. Ah oui, j'ai un bonus de réflexion à -2 aussi. C'est quoi mon... Ah oui, c'est... Attends. Je l'arrête 2 minutes.
The same small, heavy door.
Avec 5, j'ai que 17% de chance. Ouais. Oh non, j'ai raté. J'ai entendu le bruit, j'ai raté. Aïe.
You kick it, gung-ho style. Entering the premises.
Non, j'ai fait 14 sur 15.
But
Oh
the
non.
door fails to respect the force. All you hear is the bar.
All right, let's trash the place.
Let's not.
Des fleurs des chambres blanches séchées.
Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof.
Bougez la main
Up in
vite.
the air. You catch a single white flower between your fingers. The rest The young woman looks at the Maybell in your hand. Just a glance. The lieutenant gives you an acknowledging little nod.
Elle a porté sur la jeune femme. Non, non.
Your 9mm semi-automatic finger pistols make 2 satisfying snaps.
Mais qu'ai-je fait?
For such a small
Mais
caliber
qu'ai-je
of
fait?
finger pistol to sound so chunky. The flower in your hand is impressed. So is she. That's not actually true. She's looking toward the yard and doesn't notice them, which is probably for the best. Because didn't someone mention she's a rape victim?
Tellement. Tellement, putain. L'un des bouquets de fleurs sauvages que vous avez trouvé sur le toit du building, les fleurs s'habillent rapidement dans votre poche.
6 crumbling petals rest on your palm. They're white, a bell-shaped crown.
Qu'est-ce que c'est, Kim?
This is the Insulindian lily, called Maybells or Lucille's tears during the Revolution. Girls used to pin these on soldiers before sending them off to battle.
This flower is a spring flower, but it's a bit early for that, isn't it?
Qui en accrochait de quel côté?
The revolutionaries, so the communards and the anarchists. White's their color, but the custom started in the suzerain's army, so it held meaning for the kingsmen. It's about girls and boys more than sides. Girls sending off boys who are going to their deaths, then also dying themselves in the ruins from dysentery and consumption. It's a symbol of the civil war.
C'est le fleur au début du printemps.
Yes, but not this early, not to my knowledge. It looks dried, preserved.
C'est une connaissance qui se trouve sur le toit.
Maybe not. We'll see.
D'accord.
The petals feel dry and fragile. Wait, have you noticed there's a war veteran playing a ball game on the plaza?
Ah oui, c'est vrai. Ouais, encore une autre enquête. Allez, encore une enquête. Du café frais à son qui ressemble à un hérisson. Allez, c'est parti. Parlons à la victime de viol. Et n'essayons de pas tout faire foirer.
Welcome to the
On connaît Harry, quoi. Une jeune femme tient une cigarette dans une main et une tasse de café dans l'autre.
Her hair is still slick from a shower. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean.
Je me pose. En fait, j'ai super mal au dos, j'essaie de trouver une position depuis tout à l'heure.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Il y a une jeune note, je crois qu'il m'en faut une, pour suivre poliment. Vous avez une belle vue.
It's much nicer now.
Ah oui, bah oui.
Where the dead body used to hang.
Thank you for that, officers. Truly.
Pas de souci.
Oh yes, legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
Disco Infernium.
They also say that's why the cleaning lady quit. Because of the infernum.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I believe you have already met my colleague from Precinct 41.
Have I ever? This is the biggest fan of ostentatious orchestrations I have seen in my life. And I have seen a few. Oh yeah. Life gets hard, but we go on.
The chorus of the 35 single, megaphoning the entire human race, instills you with the fuck it all swagger that prompts one to plow into grannies on your morning stroll.
Faites preuve de tact. Ah! Ah! Je sais pas faire. Pourtant, j'ai pas mal galéré, mais je m'accroche. Vous croyez qu'il nous reste encore combien de temps avant que le hardcore nous épuise physiquement? La vie est plus simple maintenant. Je suis policier. Pipo, pipo. Imite une... Pipo, pipo, pipo. Je sens commentaire.
I can see that. I'm glad all this onward going has brought you to me.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
Tiens, on bouffait sur sa galette montelée, l'air pensif.
Be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you have been through something difficult.
Vous pouvez me dire comment vous appelez, mademoiselle, à titre informatif? Bah, elle nous l'a dit, c'est classier, classier. Vous avez une chambre sympa. C'est pareil, vous avez vécu un moment difficile. C'est quoi cette fleur sauvage?
She looks at the dried petals in your chipped white polish covers the nail. It's long and sharp, like a mini dagger. The petal crumbles on.
Pretty. Looks like a dried maybell. Is that the one you caught? Sambo style?
C'est quoi le...
A martial art, sir.
Samurai boxing or sambo, graceful martial arts stuff.
Merci pour l'argent, donnez, donnez. Faites des dons l'encyclopédie. Fais-moi des dons l'encyclopédie. Oui, qu'est-ce qu'elle fait là?
Why was there a flower on the roof?
Bah ouais, je sais pas.
I don't know, officer. Because of the wind?
Vous pouvez me dire comment vous vous appelez à titre informatif?
Clasier Amandou.
Same name that Titus gave you. Like her accent, it sounds
C'est les 10 points d'XP et les deux pièces les plus simples que j'ai eu de ma vie, quoi. Alors c'est public qui me dit, hey, c'est le nom qu'il t'a donné. Oui, oui, ouais, je m'en souviens. Merci pour l'XP et l'argent.
Her birthmarks also signal Oranje. You don't know why, but Oranese girls tend to come speckled with them.
C'est quel âge? On ne demande jamais ça, c'est une femme. Vous êtes oragnaise?
Right, sir. Vredefort, Republic of Oranje. I guess you could say I am an Oranese expatriate.
C'est quoi oragnaise? Voilà, c'est bon, on a compris c'était quoi oragnaise. Qu'est-ce que vous faites dans la vie? Quel est votre domaine de spécialisation?
Something stupid.
Quoi donc?
Oranese lit.
La litté orangeuse?
Oranese literature. It's what I studied at the university.
Parle de quoi la littérature oragnaise?
Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are... Only the name of the nation changes.
Qu'est-ce que vous en faites?
Nothing. I do nothing with it.
Du coup, comment faites-vous pour gagner de l'argent? L'argent, c'est important. Lui montrer de l'argent. Cool.
It's not very cool, but what can you do?
Je peux lui montrer de l'argent. Mais vous faites quoi pour gagner de l'argent? Mais jetez un coup d'œil à votre passeport. S'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît, jetez votre passeport. On va voir si vous êtes en situation régulière, madame.
The record. So official.
Vous avez une chambre, sympa?
Yeah. It's pretty deluxe.
Qu'est-ce que vous faites au Winning Rex?
I'm wintering.
How long have you been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November.
The bills downstairs concur.
Pourquoi ici?
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol?
Martinez. Ah oui, y a pas beau... j'ai pas l'impression d'avoir croisé beaucoup de... d'autres auberges, quoi, donc...
I heard this is where the washed-up disco has-beens go.
C'est tout bon, moi. Vous êtes trop jeune pour mériter ce qualificatif.
I'm really not.
C'est une belle collection de médocs. Où est cette porte?
You tell me, officer, when you've kicked it down. I've been wondering myself, but I'm light of foot. Not a good door kicker.
Cette fenêtre est neuve.
It is.
The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook.
C'est une belle collection de médocs.
Thank you. I've put a lot of time and effort into it.
Comment avez-vous fait pour ramasser un tel butin? Il faut pas se vanter d'être narcomaniaque, mademoiselle.
With money, sir. It's not exactly the anti-star size caboodle I intend for it to be.
The anti-star is, or was, a vespertine rock and roll star who liked to do drugs. He did so many drugs, he eventually mutated into a corpse.
Comes in handy when you've done too many opioids.
Is that something that happens to you often, miss?
Il cherche... Et son ton n'est pas agressif, il cherche simplement à en savoir plus.
Better safe than sorry.
Vous avez retrouvé de la prépide.
Oh, yes. One of my favorites. It cures many ailments.
Genre quoi?
Like not being able to stay up for 36 hours. Not being happy. It cures those ailments. It's just a mirrored speed molecule, basically. Very funky.
Very funky.
I'm winter.
How long?
About
The bills down.
here in the Whirling.
Ah, la chambre.
I always wanted to see the only city in the world in the worst time of the year. It's a
This is by far not the only reason she's here, and she isn't really hiding it either.
I'm winter.
How long?
About 4
The bills.
here in the Whirling, here in
Isola
Martinez, or you
Insulidienne.
came to see the new world. It's a tourist thing.
This is by far not the only reason she's here. She isn't overtly hiding it either.
Que tu arrivé à l'ancien nouveau monde.
It turned out to be a Zarath-infested third world slum.
Called Ilmara, and it didn't. Even after the Mesk colonized it 7 ways from Sunday, it's an industrial powerhouse.
I'm winter.
How long?
About
The bills down.
here in the world because it's the funkiest building in Martinez. And because all the other Okay.
Watching herself reflected in the bedroom window, tall and sparkling and draped in smoke.
Pareil, vous avez vécu un moment difficile.
Something difficult? I've been through at least half a dozen difficult things. Which one do you mean?
Ça aurait été violé, direct le V-word. Est-ce que vous avez subi une agression sexuelle, mademoiselle?
By sexually assaulted, you mean raped?
Yes.
It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it?
En fait, c'est déjà l'après-midi.
Is it?
Elle observe elle plie ses yeux, observe les alentours. Le soleil printanier culmine au-dessus de l'horizon. Plusieurs passants se promènent en contrebas.
It is afternoon. Time flies, man.
Alors, violé ou pas violé, du coup? Mais quoi, c'est quoi ces phrases? Vous pas répondre ça. Alors, t'es violé ou pas violé? Donc, vous n'avez pas été violé?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I don't want to say that shit about him.
By him, she must mean the victim.
Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, you know, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
By they, she means the Hardy Boys.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
Pourquoi elle a pas été violée? C'est juste Titus qui lui a demandé de faire genre. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé entre vous et la victime?
We partied.
Genre une fête d'anniversaire. Si on veut faire la fête, j'ai entendu ça quelque part.
A lot of partying.
From Titus, about her and Titus's relationship. That's where you heard it.
Vas-y, la fête, vous commandez notre seule bouffer comme je fais la tête fête moi.
With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that.
Plus stable que ça, je savais pas que c'était possible.
Oh, it is. You're still alive.
Ouais, c'est vrai.
What did you do when you...
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him.
On parle bien de Titus, de la victime.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination.
Vous avez prouvé quelque chose,
We
un pour l'autre?
a little. The drugs were good enough, and we did enough of them.
How did you two meet?
Downstairs, at the bar. He was on some sort of assignment, a military man, as you probably know.
Ah non, on parle de la victime.
Had a cool, scary scar.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that.
Tous avez pimenté les choses?
Pretty much.
Warming them.
Ça n'a pas dû être simple de le voir là-bas.
Oh, yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
Aïe.
A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant. He takes a small step closer.
You called us, the RCM.
Ah, c'est elle qui nous a appelés.
Yes.
Jackpot.
C'était vous.
I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Pas de souci.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Ravachol, miss.
Vous savez qu'on vous traiterait de balance, mais vous avez quand même appelé.
Because I couldn't handle it anymore. None of these people called. He just kept hanging there. Then they started stripping him. I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little.
Ah, picoter, c'est bien.
With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it. Into the cold wire.
So, she's God's mystery phone cutter.
On a endommagé la ligne du téléphone du bas par la même occasion.
Did I? Fuck. I didn't mean to. I had no idea what I was doing.
Ah, quoi, c'est un peu plus poussé que ce qu'on pensait. C'est l'homme qui a été pendu n'était pas juste un simple mercenaire intrépide et avare et gros connard qui était prêt à tuer tout le monde. Non.
Jigsaw falling into place. This is satisfying. Still, that's pretty clever tampering. Simple and clever. Crossing the lines like that.
C'était malin.
Thanks.
She looks a bit like a little girl who's just been complimented on her bike repair skills.
Pourquoi prendre autant de précautions?
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there.
Vous pouvez me dire sur lui nom, lieu, âge?
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I
And-
keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about his... I don't know... hair.
L'autre là, plus nerveuse.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
Pourquoi est-ce qu'ils l'ont pendu s'il n'y a pas eu de viol?
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. But you probably know all about it.
And his role in this strike?
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous.
Je peux pas descendre voir Titus et lui dire vous m'avez mytho. Classier m'a parlé et m'a dit que finalement elle a pas du tout été violée, ils étaient même assez potes avec la victime. Parce que genre il va juste se retourner contre elle après.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
Parce qu'ils ont fait une... Parce qu'il avait une balle dans le crâne.
Bullet? They shot him too?
Là, elle était pas au courant. Donc ça s'est passé bien avant qu'elle voie qu'ils l'ont.
I'm not picking up on any theatrecraft here, sir. The pause is sincere.
They stripped his clothes and they shot him?
You mean after they hanged him?
I'm confused, sorry.
So am I. Were you aware that he had also been shot, miss?
Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it. I don't know what happened. I just know what they told me. And Sylvie, the bartender.
Attends, j'aime quand mon bureau vibre mais qu'il se passe rien.
This is beginning to get confusing for you too, and we don't like that. Where was she last Sunday night?
Vous étiez où dimanche?
Cowering. I was cowering downstairs with Sylvie.
Comment est-ce que vous avez connu la bande à Hardy?
They're frequent guests. Downstairs, they have a booth for union members. They're probably down there now.
Comment vous êtes rencontrés?
Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
Vous avez fait la fête?
A little.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy boys?
I have.
Which one?
Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter.
C'est sûr que j'ai pas été violé. Si une femme vous dit j'ai pas été violé, ça s'est pas dû passer comme ça. Pas besoin de... Vous êtes sûr, hein? Non, bah, je vous explique ce que c'est le viol.
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief.
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
Un détail.
She nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth.
La regardez dans les yeux.
Why not?
Merde, j'ai pas vu, elle a dit quoi? Après 23 heures, c'est ça qu'elle a dit? J'ai pas entendu.
Officer.
Merde, j'ai pas entendu.
Officer. It's a fine day for questions.
Merde,
Officer.
c'est quoi la volonté là?
This window.
Descendons, Kim, descendons. Nous en parlerons.
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window. Nothing will make them respect the RCM. but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not. What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
T'es pas obligé, je m'en serais pas aperçu.
If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her.
Elle a l'air candide. Quelque chose ne tourne pas rond.
You think so? She seemed forthcoming. Unusually so. Being forthcoming about some things is a good way to obscure. The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our investigation will bring us back here soon enough.
Souvent, le meilleur moyen de cacher des choses, c'est d'en révéler d'autres. Ah oui, c'est le meilleur moyen de mentir, c'est de dire un peu vrai. C'est de cacher le mensonge par la vérité, par un voile de vérité. Donc, ça se pourrait. Regarder droit dans les yeux, ça aurait été une manière de voir si elle me mentait. Quoi. Attends, je vais aller demander à Gart. Il y a quoi sur le toit, Gart?
Hey, was there something you needed?
Well, well. Bringing him that new bird sure made a difference in his attitude.
Got the 20 real? Then why are you wasting another thing? Great. I love
Je suis pas
yes.
balancé. J'en ai foutre de lui, m'emmerde depuis le début. Je peux lui dire que Clanier, elle a coupé la ligne.
It's you again. What is it?
Pas encore de victime du viol.
Again? Yeah, whatever. Fuck! I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up.
This is a diversion. Stay on track.
Arrêtez vos conneries, elle m'a raconté la vérité.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her.
His hands become fists.
And you went and pushed her. I am gonna fucking
hit you. Duck.
Titus Hardy.
Sa voix claque à travers la piste comme un tir de semence.
Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be
Ça commence à partir en vrille.
But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood?
When she's angry, she emphasizes the S. It gives her voice a strangely hypnotic quality. Someone has to rush in to break the tension. The second in command.
Look, Copper. We know that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape. Show it to him, T. What's the harm, right?
Here, jerkwad. Listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
This is their last play, this tape. Their story is in tatters, a mess. It might be nice to listen to, but at this point, you don't need to.
Ah, à quoi ça demande?
What's on it? We call it the door gun a mega mix. You know what?
A door gun is a gun mounted to the door of a transport airship. They have a habit of mowing down civilians. Farmers mostly.
Ouais, vous dénichez cette bande.
You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that.
Vous les avez mis sur la coude, donc de quelle manière?
We have machines. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor works? It's advanced stuff.
Understood? You've listened in on their communications. How long?
Since way before their chief started taking swing lessons.
Things got nice and quiet after that.
Alors, c'est que parmi vous l'opérateur à deux surdoué?
It's not advanced. You just hold up in a coop all day, writing down what they say.
Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work.
Chef attrape à nouveau sa bière et atteint que ses
Yeah,
santé.
man. You're like a radio genius or something. Those notes are some in-depth stuff.
Est-ce que je peux écouter
Indexes
ça?
and shit.
I'm sure we can find a tape player.
Where can I listen to this? Why don't you try...
Yeah, play it with your ass, cocksucker.
I'm sure we can find a tape player. It's not a problem.
Your room had one. Or maybe it's too broken.
Pourquoi un de cette bombe vous m'avez menti?
You don't care about evidence. The fuck are you?
Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They are fucking
I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape, we got nothing.
There's a lot of questions. If you ask them now, they'll just keep bringing up the tape. Listen to it, and they'll have nothing to hide.
Don't forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy. You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday. Yeah, you do.
The porter reel is just what you needed. You push, command set, and the tape starts spinning.
Parce que j'ai acheté le truc là, pour lire les bombes.
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
Puis un autre crissement, un bruit de machine.
The harbor. That's the son of a Kvalson crane.
He's right.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice room. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
Le reste de la bande est vide.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arrête on your porter reel. The tape stops spinning.
C'est quoi cette toile à fin de silence?
End of recording.
Qu'en pensez-vous?
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls.
Il avait également l'air ivre.
Still.
Le lieutenant observe la bombe. Je reconnais si bien son regard désormais, c'est son air soupçonneux.
It seemed authentic indeed, but...
C'est qui ça, Corky?
One of the other mercenaries, I think. The one he was talking to. A friend of his.
C'est quoi,
A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about.
The South Safre conflict is an ongoing proxy war between Grad and Safre. It has been hot for 12 years, with the atrocities piling on, mostly committed by the Grad.
Je sais qu'il y était.
Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. Or maybe Kohoi is just merc talk for atrocity, slaughter.
A symbol of Soldier of the Apocalypse style conduct.
I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony.
Mm-hmm.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
She looks back. Time moves slowly. The triangles of her face. Don't worry. We will protect you from her beauty. We will consult you. We will see through deceits. You are shielded. You are advised. There are muscles on long white bones that line her. Miss Araignée Disco Dancer. You want to put your hand on her back.
Quoi? Allô? Qu'est-ce qui m'arrive?
Nothing. Just time passing. Don't anything out of the ordinary and you would. Air moves in your windpipe. Your heart beats. You're a detective. The strange moment ends. It was brief, no longer than 2.2 seconds. She puts her coffee cup with a soft ring.
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Only that he was never bad to me.
She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused.
C'est avance très clairement vous qui dit vouloir prendre comme cible. Attends, est-ce que là ça part en couille? J'essaie de me concentrer pour bien link tous les trucs.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
C'est exactement ce qu'il a dit.
Yeah. That was practically his pickup line. Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style?
Ouais.
He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything.
Yes, was he bragging?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things. Then integrated them into his idea of normalcy. To keep on living. Until they just sort of turn into his, what's the word I'm looking for?
She's quite observant about the human character. Trained to observe, even.
C'est l'ité oranguier qui vous a appris tout ça?
People who go to university know how to use words like internalize and integrate, officer. Now...
There's more to this. She has an index in her head of pathologies and how to exploit them. I can almost see her turn the pages.
Sa stratégie d'adaptation.
Running joke. I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that. He was like the Seminoles conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezud all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
Ça vous branche ce genre de truc?
We're all scraping up any happiness we can find, officer. Going around with our little scouring sticks. You, your first love, Mr. Kohoi here.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? In Martinez, I mean?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
What kind of man was he? Before you go, ask for details.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever you're ready. I'm interested.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
On ne disait plus sur la victime.
Like, for example...
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lely.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use.
Lelystad. That's a good start. We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations. Everything left to be clarified is in the column on the left.
Où est les listed?
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think
né du même,
municipality is the term.
la même région que vous.
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of Gottwald.
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
Vous venez tous les deux d'Orandier.
Yes. We were compatriots.
Did that bring you together?
No. He was too old for that. And from another part of Oranjenrek. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Oranje. It was bad habits.
No love for Mother Oranje. But wasn't he a soldier? This could be worth pursuing.
Militaire, mais pas un patriote.
No. He left the National Service after they taught him to do what he did on Seminine. He wasn't the flag-waving kind. He was the making money, killing people kind. He was by no means a stupid man. A people person. A small platoon leader. Certainly not a patriot.
Vous couchez pas les caisses de la parfaite petite patriote non plus.
Mm-hmm. There is nothing on Muindi. The old world is dead, and we both knew it. Maybe Oranje did bring us together. In loathing. I love Revachol, though. I hope she loves me, too.
Attendez. Oh, elle est dure la fille. Oh, elle est dure la fille. Caresse le chat. Le petit chat. Quel âge avait-il, mademoiselle?
He was 42.
42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no. We even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to
Looks like you were right, officer.
C'est vrai qu'on lui avait donné 42 ans pile. En l'observant.
Points are good. Have one, you old dog, before we all die.
Je ne veux pas faire commentaire. Si, c'est celui qui est la plus grosse.
The young woman looks at you.
On va voir le commentaire.
Then the
En train de lui
lieutenant.
parler à l'autre.
Then you.
Couleur ses yeux?
Blue. Light blue. They were like little blue galaxies, you know? It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up face. Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth?
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can remember?
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made it oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone.
Qu'est-ce qu'il signifie?
Oh, that.
Savez-vous ce qu'il représentait?
It was a map of his life and the places he visited as a soldier. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though.
Comment ça?
How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course. Tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason.
Is this Oranese lit?
He's smoking and drinking, of course. And his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them. Maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?" And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, "Saw some bat shit there. Killed some loincloths."
Elle était amoureuse. Elle était totalement amoureuse.
And so it goes. Star after star, port after port, third world country after third world country.
Elle était totalement
And he's
amoureuse.
done horrible things in every single one of them. Oh yeah.
Pourriez-vous nous dire ce que tout ça veut dire exactement?
No, thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Oranje needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer. For money. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people on the Seminine Islands. And on other islands, too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself.
J'ai monté de 2 levels, putain. Pas très haut comme histoire.
It is when you're high. It can be very exciting then. You have the tools to deal with it. It's not a very nice story to remember when you're sober. A change.
All right.
Lieutenant range la feuille avec son capin de notes et observe la jeune femme quelques instants.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee.
Not my favorite topic. How about... Yeah, it is.
The lieutenant.
All right.
Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42?
C'est ce qu'elle a dit, oui.
Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of mortality. He was 42 years old?
Oui.
How old are you? That's where this is going.
C'est sûr qu'il a dit.
45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath you? You could ask either one of them.
Qui, à votre avis, j'ai quel âge?
Hein?
Ça, c'est d'avoir compris. À votre avis, j'ai quel âge?
How old? 58.
Peut-être, vous savez, tombé là, il était peut-être plus
He
jeune.
was deceased. He had been decomposing for a week.
J'ai l'impression que je me décompose depuis plus longtemps que ça. Les ravages d'Algoul sont moins aussi graves que ceux de la mort, lieutenant Kizuragi.
There's silence. Then a little.
Sure, you're 42.
Wait. This requires scientific measurements.
Envoie la sauce.
To the laboratorium.
Générateur de date de naissance. Ah, c'est une nouvelle. Rien. Vous avez l'air d'avoir 58, j'ai votre corps en accuse 60. Votre esprit semble avoir vécu un jour ou 100 ans. Les jours comme les siècles sont plus longs qu'ils ne devraient. Mais alors, depuis combien de temps cette chose attachée à votre conscience fout-elle la croûte terrestre, étant de triturer les méninges l'ancien? Quand êtes-vous né? Quand et où êtes-vous né? Ah mais bon, j'ai déjà tout là. Ça, j'irais pas l'oublier, on s'en fout de Arnaud Van Eyck. Des fois, les affiches des concerts, on s'en fout. Tous les lancers blancs en motricité sont déverrouillés. On n'en a pas en... Voilà. Attends, on fait des allers-retours là entre Titus et elle là. On veut ça pour mon autorité.
It's you again. What is it?
Du coup, alors, je parlais à Kali de la bande. Et rien, elle campe sur cette position.
That fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape.
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her.
Ouais, c'était pas terrible. Honnêtement, je m'attendais pas à ce que ce soit plus efficace. On n'a pas vraiment pris ça au sérieux, Titus.
Locker room talk. What are you, fucking brain dead? I've been to plenty of locker rooms. They don't plan rapes there. What did she have to say then? Fine by her? This is what people are supposed to be like? Fucking whoop-de-doo.
Elle n'a pas été du tout surprise et encore moins effrayée. En fait, je crois que ça l'a rendu un peu nostalgique.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny? No good goddamn psycho whore.
Seems like they wanted to give Klasia a second chance to play along.
Right. All fucking righty then. I guess it's good then. That fucking...
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
Ça va, ça fait un peu plus douce que précédemment.
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman?
You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match.
On était passé que vous ferez, et peut-être encore dans le déni. Vous savez, une sorte de mécanisme de défense. C'est un fond avec tout ce qu'est-il arrivé. Je pense que vous avez mis sur pied un mensonge, mais qui n'a pas joué le jeu.
I ask for your opinion. Not a bedtime story. Tell it to your grandma.
Cette bande était la dernière chance pour elle d'agir tel que l'était prévu. Comptez sur moi, je lui raconterai.
But she didn't. She knows she can't lie to us, unlike you.
Fantastic. So now, you remember how to do your job. I'm so sick of this piss.
Yeah, guys. We should get a party go-
Why?
Maybe not then.
Success. They admitted to unlawful collaboration to derail the investigation.
Fais franc avec moi, Titus. Qu'est-il arrivé?
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men too are growing The man is slowing down. Looks like a bad blood sugar crash. He can't keep track of all the variables anymore. Who could? It's getting harder and harder to perform one's part in this sordid play. All it takes is a nudge.
Come on, Titus. We know you didn't hang him. He was shot. I know you're tired. So am I. Why don't you just...
You know what? I am tired. I'm tired of you and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said, "Fuck off!"
J'ai de violence, ça calme tout seul.
That lying, scamming. We're done. This is over. You understand? Your little investigation is over. Yeah.
Répète surtout, mur de silence. Alain commence à dire quelque chose avant que sa jugement soit ravisé.
On the floor, beer drips out of the can into a small...
What is this quiet funeral shit? All we need is some beers in us. Bartender, 20 beers for the Dock Workers Union.
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
Rhétorique. On peut le faire tomber sur la rhétorique. La rhétorique, c'est où? Là. Est-ce que j'ai des objets pour ça? -1, non, ça m'intéresse pas. Je sais pas du tout si j'ai des trucs sur la rhétorique. Je crois que j'ai un truc sur la rhétorique, je crois. Mais je suis même pas sûr. Ah oui, mais j'ai que des trucs qui enlèvent de la rhétorique. Ah, plus un.
It's you again. What is it?
Ah, mais là, la rhétorique, elle va monter jusqu'à 50, quoi, c'est ça? C'est tout.
Clausia is playing them like a fiddle. Tell them how bad they got played, and they'll tell you the truth. There are many ways to go about it.
Putain, je fais... J'ai un vieux dé qui a fait 1, là. Fait chier. Je vais vous raconter une petite histoire à propos de Kim.
No, we fucking ain't, asshole.
No, no, Glenn. I want to hear this. Who do you think is fucking fiddling me?
À votre avis, qui? Le chasseur devient le chasseur. Le chasseur devient le chasseur, hein? Mais les premiers, des options sympas, elles sont où?
I think you're losing it, Fiddleman.
No. No. This fucking suicide carny is trying to get to me. This ain't gonna work with Titus.
He'll put the fiddle down. Put it down, officer.
I do not understand. This fiddle play totally fell apart.
It's you again. What is it?
Convince Titus he's being manipulated? Bad idea. Bringing her up will do no good. You should know by now. Titus will never falter. Just remember, it's about more than Clausia. It's about these men and Martinez. Their district. Their responsibility.
C'est fini alors, affaire classée.
He'll get it. Go on.
Prenez note, Kim. À Martinez, on vous tue parce qu'on vous aime pas. C'est tout.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Have a chick. Si vous êtes un étranger. Si vous bossez pour le mauvais camp. Parce qu'ils aiment tuer. Oh, je sais pas. J'ai l'impression que les 4 vont. À cause d'une nana. Because of a chick. Attends, parce que ma rhétorique me l'a dit. N'oublie pas que ça dépasse Clay. Il est question de ces hommes et de Martinez, leur district, leur responsabilité. Si vous êtes un étranger.
Goddamn right. Don't come around if you're not from around.
Fuck you. I'm not from around. That's not why we...
There we go. Don't come to the wild north if you are not white enough.
Ils vous pendent comme à l'époque des barbares en exusant votre cadavre. Ils vous pendent, vous flinguent un peu, et peu importe, et ils s'en souviennent même pas.
It wasn't that. It wasn't. We didn't shoot him.
That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the...
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
Guillaume effleure son ceinturon, mais sa voix reste étrangement posée.
Firearm. A Glass 08 or a 38 caliber pistol. Either is small enough for you to have missed. He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do.
Sinon quoi, vous allez me tuer comme vous l'avez tué lui, sans aucune raison? Donnez vers Théo. C'était qui? C'est Théo qui m'a dit qu'il voulait me tuer. Et Angus, c'est le gros trapu. Regardez d'abord Kim. Non, parce que si je regarde Kim, l'autre il va voir que je cherche.
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
Shut up, Angus!
Il était déjà mort quand on l'avait pendu.
Fatty! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control.
La pièce devient silencieuse au point que vous arrivez à entendre la respiration sifflante dans le bus.
Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying.
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told you just give her up.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everard.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
You're in. He's all yours. Questions?
Qui m'en a réussi? Et qui lui dit de le pendre? C'est elle?
In a manner of speaking.
Tu veux dire?
We had help from another girl. It was her idea to hang him, and I liked it.
Oui, la drogue dealeuse.
Sent a good message.
C'est, n'est-ce pas, la trafiquante de drogue, la 8e arme.
Fella, you think too much. He's off all right. You're gonna hurt your head. That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway.
C'est aucun mec qui est une hardie, Titus.
We're Hardy Boys. And that's it.
Plus sur cette affiliée, non adresse actuelle.
Nope. You're not getting to her. It's Klasia you want to talk to.
Qui m'en a réussi? Je vais pas te dire. Pas me tenir mais on a réussi. Vous avez l'air de causer une dispute.
Me too.
Donc vous l'avez pas tué, il était déjà mort.
He nods.
You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death. The bullet in his head.
Another nod.
'Cause the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Girls plural? There's another girl? 2 of them? Take note of this. They'll probably say more about her.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't.
Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé dimanche soir?
Klasia came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died.
Quelqu'un était morte. Comment avez-vous su?
I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse.
Good analogy, boss.
C'est donc Clagny qui l'aurait tué?
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. And you keep taking it easy too, Angus.
C'est passé quoi ensuite?
We went upstairs. Sure as day the merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window.
Ah oui, changer la fenêtre.
Dirty sheets and bottles everywhere.
He means they'd been fucking?
Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hanged.
Qui est Tibbs, le 8e mardi?
Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business.
Alors, si Clagny ne l'a pas tué, là, pourquoi toute cette mascarade?
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own.
J'ai rien remarqué du tout. De quel genre de pétrin vous voulez
They
parler?
can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her. From the old world. Where she came from.
Non, ces gens qui sont...
They're powerful. Connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away.
That's all he knows. That's all she's told him.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing.
Qui a tué les mercenaires dans ce cas?
Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue.
Une personne qui aurait pris le raccourci. Là, le truc qu'on a vu dans le toit. Vu que c'est fermé de l'intérieur, il serait parti, il aurait refermé derrière lui. Peut-être un passage qui mène du coup aux cuisines. Qu'en pensez-vous?
I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them.
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Klausya. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for her.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
Ton passé à lui, tu en avais un peu aussi.
My dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell. Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do. If I wasn't too...
These theories, not bad. Don't buy either one, but still. This guy's not as dumb as he looks.
You do that. Hey, cop. Before you go... She... Klausya came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she... refused that protection.
Préfère quand même qu'on ne l'embarque pas.
That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers.
C'est ça que j'adore dans le jeu, c'est que tout le monde il a l'air connard ou gentil, mais il n'y a pas que du noir ou du blanc. Tout le monde il est gris. Titus c'est un connard, mais c'est un connard qui essaye d'aider son prochain. Son prochain qui est dans la merde comme lui, hein, pas son prochain s'il est riche. Hein. Ça, par contre.
We'll take that into account.
Hop, on va retourner là-bas. J'ai changé des vêtements. Ah oui, j'ai changé mes vêtements. Et allez, on retourne voir Clanier. Allez, c'est parti. Wouhou. On connaît toute l'histoire maintenant, Clanier. It's time to talk.
It's always good to see you.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
I understand.
Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight.
Il n'a pas l'air surprise, vous y attendez.
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police.
For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
This is good. Clear the air first, between you two. Is it? Something is off here. Shush, I can't hear what she said.
If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
I am not. There is more.
You're right. You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
Briefly glance it over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done tying.
Ça, vous êtes toujours un œil derrière vous. Vous avez peur de la morale interne.
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
C'est quoi l'histoire? Vous avez fait quoi?
Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will...
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Actually, this murder did have a little to do with her.
Qu'est-ce que vous avez fait pour ces gens? Vous pourchassez comme ça?
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Revachol.
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage.
I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again, with a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers, 2 decades worth of accounting.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
The job was Lou's doing County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lou Scott conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them. As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too, along with Lou Scott and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
Radioactive. Whoa, whoa.
Low's cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airbird, and the popular Papalolo line of dairy products.
Papalolo.
Yeah. Papa fucking Lolo wants to kill me.
Papa fucking Lolo. Il y a qu'il faut des choses bien pires. C'est pas très propre comme vous dites, mais vous avez des trucs ce que d'autres ont bâti. Vous êtes foutus dans une belle merde.
It is. Many people lost their jobs. Not just C-suite. Ordinary people. What I did to get to accounting, a lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
Qu'est-ce qui t'est arrivé par ici la nuit de sa
We
mort?
were there. Together. In bed, I mean.
Dites-moi exactement ce qui s'est passé.
Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass.
Belle mort. Bah, c'est une belle mort quand même. Il a rien vu venir, il est littéralement le mec dans sa tête. Il est juste en train de pénétrer une femme et extinction. C'est pas la pire des morts quand même.
I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see.
A great pain moves through her.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me.
Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé ensuite?
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs.
Sinon, c'était resté là debout, les bras le long du corps.
I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
Ah, donc ce n'est pas elle qui était visée. Sinon, il aurait vu qu'il avait tué la mauvaise personne et il aurait retiré. Ah, c'est enfui avant. Mais vu la position sexuelle dans laquelle ils étaient, je pense que le tireur aurait compris qu'il avait raté sa cible, largement.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Cigare. Vous seriez pas en train d'inventer, là? Calme-toi, Harry. Putain, ça craint.
So am I.
She throws it away, and immediately...
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you...
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Tu t'es dit que vous aviez l'air plus défoncé que d'habitude.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the...
No.
Vous avez fait ensuite.
Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot. Just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore. So I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there.
Tu savais quand vous êtes arrivé en bas?
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
Ruby?
C'est qui Ruby? Ah, c'est la 8e hardi. C'est qui Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
La 8e hardi, la trafiquante de drogue et, bien sûr, la chef des hardis.
The leader? Of what?
The Hardy Boys.
Qu'elle souligne l'évidence. Je lui ai dit que c'était Hardy, le chef des hardis. Bah oui, une bande d'hardis.
Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
Would you say she is the 8th Hardy?
Why not?
Tiens, qu'est-ce qui s'est passé ensuite?
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
Elle a pendu dans la douche.
To mislead you, they were tampering with the body.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
Oops.
Aïe. J'ai raté.
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does.
Elle la tête et regarde fixement dans ses yeux marron clair. Qu'avez-vous fait ensuite?
Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would.
Faisiez-vous pendant la pause, disons.
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. So I did.
Où est-elle, Ruby?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy.
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did? Look into this later.
Est-ce que vous avez entendu un coup de feu?
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear.
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot.
Si elle n'a pas entendu, c'est qu'il a tiré de très très loin. Parce que j'ai pas l'impression que les silencieux ça existe dans ce monde. C'est vous qui avez tué les lits? Ben non.
What? Why would I put myself through this? Insanity. Get myself cornered. He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that.
He was a serviceman. He must have had a gun lying around, close to her hand, a military weapon using jacketed ammunition.
Si vous avez été contrainte de vous défendre, votre geste c'est
I
compréhensible.
did not kill him to defend myself from rape. I told you before.
True, sire. 'Tis true.
Il devait avoir une arme à proximité.
No. I specifically asked him not to carry firearms when he was with me. He only had his stupid armor.
T'as qualité militaire. Qui d'autre pourrait bien avoir un fusil militaire dans le coin?
I don't know. His friends have rifles. Maybe those psychos did it. Coalition military have rifles.
She might have been a tad disingenuous when she avoided talking about the bullet in his head before.
I've said I'm sorry. What more do you want me to say? I did my best not to lie. It didn't... Like what?
C'est des types qui vous poursuivent qui l'ont tué.
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break.
Et alors?
I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
Probablement pas, non.
Or I don't know anything anymore.
We can't go after Loose Cap. Not yet. There are other...
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant.
Pourquoi
There's
rappeler les
one thing
flics
I
si vous vous
know,
planquiez?
Because I'm an idiot.
La réponse a fusé. Elle a même pas eu le temps de réfléchir.
Which is an indicator of truth. Idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
C'est ce que vous voulez nous faire croire, mais ça prend pas avec moi.
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him.
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave in and sob. Once. Just one time.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud. So I called you. I hope with all my heart.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That is impossible.
Vous avez bien vu que la tâche a été terminée. Ah, la blague méta, quoi. Bon, vous avez bien eu les points d'XP, non? Bon, c'est que c'était bon, là, truc. La vitre a été changée quand?
Last week, Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there. Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye. She nods silently. She doesn't even smoke.
Attends, vous lance regarde, puis regarde la
He's
porte.
thinking, are we done here? Or... But we are awake, sire. She has been forthcoming with sordid details women usually conceal. Most shocking details of the sexual cut. If you have doubts, just give us one example of deceit. Just one, and we will gladly change our minds. Gosh, she's so young, isn't she? She would look spectacular in a Be careful not to look too long into her soon-to-be famous face, lest it make you... It looks like this one's not waking up. You'll have to do it without pushing her further. At least for now. What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
Je sais pas comment t'écrire, moi je suis un extrémiste. Non, non. Tout à fait, je suis monsieur raisonnable. Il faut que ce soit quelqu'un qui s'emploie à calmer les esprits. C'est parce que je réponds toujours par aucune des réponses précédentes dans les sondages d'opinion politique, pas vrai?
The air suddenly feels calmer, more transparent in a strangely tender way. Perhaps it's the hangover. Perhaps it's a temporary surge of serotonin. It's time to become a citizen of the kingdom of conscience.
Déjà, c'est où le royaume de la conscience?
It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times. Incrementally, history's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. Too quickly. That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment.
Quand il y a des problèmes à régler maintenant.
Tisk. Just because you live in the present doesn't mean you have the right to place your needs above the needs of. You may never live to see the kingdom of conscience. Your children may not. Even your What rationality? What sang-froid?
Quel est le but du royaume de la conscience? Faire avancer les choses ou maintenir le statu quo?
Do you believe the status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed?
Oui.
There you have it. Sometimes holding the line is progress.
À quoi ressemble le royaume de la conscience?
The kingdom is difficult, partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The kingdom of conscience is post-capitalist, post-national. It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual.
Ça a l'air dément. Allons-y de ce pas.
Slow down, Mr. Reasonable. Did you miss the part about compromising and taking things slow?
Il faut s'armer de patience.
That's right. Remember, real democracy is just around the corner for Revachol. When
Oh, on a moins 2 au clair obscur. Le chagrin est violent, mais la démocratie est subtile. Graduellement, vous commencez à déceler un changement dans l'air. S'il neige, les flocons sont plus doux lorsqu'ils viennent se coller à votre front tourmenté. S'il pleut, l'eau de pluie est plus tiède. La démocratie pénètre la région administrative. Les idéaux de l'humanisme de l'Orient se restaurent d'eux-mêmes. Comment serait-il autrement? Ce sont les idéaux de la coalition et de la Moralist International. Ces types sont bleus comme pas deux, et ils ne sont pas seulement bons, ils sont également puissants. Qu'adviendrait quand leur dessein, tout en nuance, aura été accompli? Ouais, mais alors moi je suis parti sur les terres désolées de la réalité. C'est quelle heure? 21h. On a encore 1 heure à tuer, donc on va continuer à interroger Titus. Titus! Du coup, j'ai appris pour l'existence de Ruby.
behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height window, there's a yellow ribbon tied to one of the branches. Light yellow, faded with time. A tiny splash of color in the blackness of the thicket. Hanging from it, a bronze key. Someone hid the key in the bush and attached a yellow ribbon to make it easier to... It's close enough to the latch up there. One can slide it open and just take it. Surely not a coincidence.
Huh?
Les uns gothiques me file la clé. Vous pouvez me laisser me glisser l'histoire que je puisse la récupérer.
I don't know about that. I'm comfortable here.
Sorry, fucko. Looks like you're gonna have to go bush diving. Good fucking luck with...
I'm gonna enjoy the sighting.
With a loud thud, the old man stands up, pushes the window. The key is brass. Workshop spare is etched into its bow. The old man...
Clé de l'atelier.
Come on, man. We were just...
I'm tired of listening to your shit. Don't thank me. I don't give two shits about your key.
Didn't even know it was there. Boys.
No idea.
Never even seen it. Someone must have hidden it there before this room became our place.
It could open the door in the kitchen. The blue door. It says workshop spare.
It's worth a try.
Oh. Je reviens, Titus. Je reviens, hein. C'est que c'est une plus grosse c'est une plus grosse enquête.
You see a heavy steel door. The key fits the dimple lock. It takes a bit of effort to turn it after all these years. The darkness before you smells like engine grease and
Oh. Franconie nigérian sur le flipper, son thème chevaux et épée. Le thème du flipper, Déora blanche. Le fronton représente une femme en deuil. Un mot NB. La clé de secours est attachée au buisson à l'extérieur de la fenêtre de la chambre d'angle. Ah bah oui. Ouh, 5 pièces.
over there, in the corner.
Le flipper?
Not just any pinball machine. This is the pinnacle of pinball. Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats. It's lit. You can't wait to get lit. A phrase almost synonymous with the Insulindian pinball scene. Any pinball scene.
The pinball machine. Gordy's Goats, a classic.
Question, vous y avez joué?
A little.
Oh ouh. Non, ça de plus près. Tiens là, sur la machine.
Ah, great.
Lieutenant soupire. Il a compris.
Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats reads the golden lettering on top of the back box. There's a small column of "Get the game on, Fingerboy. Those flippers are ready."
Se pencher pour lire le texte.
Above the painting of a mustached man climbing a hill, a column reads, "Inspired by the legend of Cornelius Gordy, taken on the world's tallest peak, Corpus Muindi. The Mesk legend holds that when the nation is in danger, heroic Gordy shall return and save his people."
Inspecter le terrain de jeu.
The theme of the game is to explore Gordy's climb through the perspective of goats, and the peak of the mountain is at the top of the playfield. All the balls have small goat icons on areas around the playfield represents Gordy's climb, places he was said to have camped, which the goats can discover. Indeed, think of them as balls.
On va jouer.
It takes a while to get into a rhythm.
Allez, j'ai eu un succès.
Pretty soon, you're able to keep 3 goat-faced balls in play with Go Fingerboy.
Go, finger boy.
I feel sorry for the gods. If they only knew the kind of guy old Cornelius really was.
C'est sûr, c'était quel genre de type?
The kind of a guy who uses the word savages a lot when recounting his travels. A masked nationalist.
Un pénis raciste.
An avid huntsman too. He was often photographed in his dining hall, surrounded by wall-mounted hunting trophies.
Ah, un gros connard, quoi. Ce n'est pas cool.
He also hit his wife and
Oh,
killed
un fils de pute,
other
quoi.
people's kids too.
Oh,
Sometimes pets. Hateful little man.
Oh, même pas plutôt détestable, carrément détestable. Il a fallu mettre fin à sa misère, en fait.
But you seem to be having fun.
Quel connard. Je me déroule pas.
Your game is definitely improving. The jolly goats are flying all over the board. And although suddenly a special passage leading to the summit slides open at the top of the board. This maneuvering a goat ball into a position for a perfect hit isn't easy. More fall to tiny hammer shatters something inside the machine. Something glass. An ampoule? The words "pale rupture" light up on the speaker panel and the machine starts filling with a thick, milky fog. Something's happening.
Rupture de l'intangible.
Congratulations. This is where the game ends. It's a cheap way of getting more money out of the players. A stupid nihilistic finale.
There's so much fog, you can barely see anything. Some is actually leaking out of the machine, and one by one, your goats start slipping, disappearing into the milky nothingness. This can be navigated. The balls leave almost imperceptible disruptions in the fog. Use them to... You're down to your last goat, going mostly by sound. Eyes are useless at this point, but that goat is something special. 5 times you snatch him back from the...
I am. I've seen it before. Played it too. You will eventually make a mistake and then it's all over.
Restez concentré sur la bille.
With
Oh
automation-like precision, you keep the final goat
Mais d'où je réussis à faire un 17 sur 100, on s'en bat les couilles.
floating.
Je préfère réussir des 17 sur des trucs
The
plus
fog
importants.
is clearing, and suddenly the old speaker crackles. Gordy Ball is lit.
Huh?
A panel opens up at the top of the playfield, and a new ball charges downhill. It's larger than the goats and matte black. Cornelius' spell, the white letters run. So violent is its descent, it immediately knocks the last goat into the abyss. Then proceeds to bounce all across the board as if carried by some demonic otherworldly inertia. High score, announce the speakers, and the whole machine lights up. Then the flippers retract, leaving a perfect opening for the Gordy Ball to join the goats backstage.
That's amazing.
Je crois que j'ai gagné qui.
You didn't just win. No one I know has ever beaten Gordy's goats. That is a monumental achievement, detective.
Alors, c'est qui le roi du flipper, Kim?
Congratulations, Your Highness. That was really impressive.
C'est comme ça qu'on devient pote avec Kim.
The machine needs a good service before anyone else can even attempt it again.
Putain, se bouger.
Yes. Good times.
Once again, the machine becomes one with the dust and all these mesmerizing machines, just waiting to be plugged back in and played. Feels like it might jump back to life any moment, the lights illuminating the white-robed woman.
De Deora Blanche.
Some kind of inane pinball theme, probably related to Messina during the DeLorean age. The history themes are the...
Deora was one of the 3 crown cities of the DeLorean era, on the Muindi Isola, the others being Ria Silvia and Advesperasket. This theme is all about early airships and beautiful, sad, pearl-laden women. It's quite nice, the lieutenant grimaces looking at the machines.
Si on branche ces machines pour faire une petite partie.
You can't fire them up. They are broken. Only that one machine in the main hall works. The Royalist Pinball.
What a dumb name. Royalist Pinball. If they weren't broken, he would kick one of these machines about now.
Kim Kitsuragi. Kim Kitsuragi.
Kim Pinball Kitsuragi.
Kimper.
Exactly. That's what he's known as. His reputation precedes him.
Vous êtes Kim Flipper Kitsuragi.
So now he remembers.
Que vous savez ça comme par hasard. Genre, ça, je le savais avant ma gueule de bois et d'un seul coup. Il retient en CV, tu commences à nettoyer.
Fine, I'm Kim Pinball Kitsuragi, aka the Kimball. You remembered. Congratulations.
Mais c'est moi qui ai gagné à l'épreuve des chèvres là. Vous n'avez pas vraiment l'air d'aimer
No
Flipper.
human being should. It is a game that requires no skill and a childlike affinity to flashing lights and to fantastic, science-fiction, and historic romance franchise. It is lame.
Pourquoi faites-vous appeler Flipper?
I am not called Pinball. It was used to taunt me a long time ago, before I became a homicide detective and got my lieutenancy.
Comment avez-vous?
Fine. I was a juvenile police officer for over 15 years. It's how I started out in the RCM. Once I had to infiltrate a pinball ring, as you do when you're a juvie cop.
D'accord.
It was not okay. I needed to become a pinball champion. I trained for 9 months. The job was successful and I was moved out of the juvenile wing to homicide.
9 mois, wow, putain.
End of story.
Et très dans la période de prévention de la délinquance pendant 15 ans.
That time is over now. I was already a 38-year-old man. It was unbecoming, as was playing pinball.
Et donc pour ça que vous vouliez pas parler à Kuno.
It's best if you handle the juvenile delinquents.
Ne vous inquiétez pas, je continuerai à vous appeler Kim. Pour moi, vous êtes le lieutenant Kitsuragi. Non.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is good too.
Non.
Now, we really need to continue our sweep of what appears to be a secret path through the whirling.
Non, non, non.
This small
On n'est pas à
is
s'appeler
dimly lit
lieutenant.
by a bulb that's been glowing for ages. The latticed cage smells of nougat and sweat. Your head brushes up against the ceiling. The maintenance card under the control panel reads, Last maintenance, 10th July, 88.
That it does. I say, let's brave it.
C'était censé être arrivé pour la dernière fois dans le futur. Le futur. Mais non. Il y a des lustres.
At the end of the last century. Look on the bright side. If it fails, we will only sustain minor injuries. I'm talking 3, maybe 4 months in the hospital. Maximum 5.
Ça va. 5 mois à l'hôpital, après, qu'est-ce que c'est?
It appears his whole enthusiasm is sarcastic. There are large rectangular buttons, monter, descendre, and an international call for emergency assistance. A small steel plaque reads Halter 800. Halter is a Koningsteiner lift company who went out of business.
Ouh, on est où? Additionner de scellé avec du plastique blanc, possible de voir qu'il est à l'intérieur. Oula, mais on est où là? Il y a un endroit caché. Des boîtes à outils et des pièces de rechange bordent les étagères. Mais c'est la chambre de l'autre là. Ah oui, c'est la porte. Oh là là, un plan pour un flipper futuriste. Putain, il est déjà 22h32. Non, vite. Ouh. Trench code de fabricant de flipper. Ça en empathie, hein, en coordination visio... voilà. Les flippers interdits en pièces.
This is where they brought 40 pinball machines to fix them up. A long time. The lieutenant looks around the dusty, crowded room.
À un moment donné, ils ont la tête de préparer les flippers.
On the shelf.
Looks like it. I'm guessing Martinez North 22 used to be a pin.
A creak. Some dust falls off a shelf.
Downstairs in the hall, next to the main door. One of them even works. I've seen one of them.
Remember the dice maker? Then that means...
Le flipper de la Delta S, tout ce qui est...
Ah yes, as the novelty dice maker said. This has absolutely nothing to do with the case, I'm sure. But I do like a nice...
But then it went bankrupt. Your skin crawls from making the connection.
Fait partie de la zone commerciale maudite.
If that's true, then our cafeteria manager is not going to like it. We should tell him what we found up here. He does not appear to be the kind of man who likes his establishment to be part of a neighborhood ghost story.
Stupid superstition. But still, it would be interesting to see what the cafeteria manager thinks of this.
Moi aussi, j'ai tellement envie de le faire flipper l'autre là.
At some point, 20 years ago, 15...
Attendez, par contre, attendez. On continuera à explorer là, après. On se souvient et on reviendra.
Master Investigator, you just can't keep yourself away from locked and hidden places, can you?
D'heure de passer tout, pas du tout.
Attaboy, the world's secrets were made for you. They...
Quoi? La Radzed Shamrock, -1 esprit de corps, comportement troublant. C'est une évidence, vous avez fouillé les conteneurs. Vous aimez fouiller les conteneurs, vous adorez ouvrir les portes pour découvrir ce qu'elles cachent. Peut-être des secrets, peut-être une marchandise bien plus juteuse. Soyons francs, vous aimez tous les conteneurs. Poubelles, tiroirs à couverts, poches de manteau, boîtes secrètes abandonnées par les rois philippiens et recelant des reliques oubliées. Bon, vous n'avez toujours rien trouvé de tel, mais un jour, attendez. Est-ce que pour cela que vous vous escrimez à ouvrir des conteneurs, pensez-vous pouvoir trouver le Saint-Sceptre et l'orbre de montagne? Exactement. Dépêchons-nous, il faut que j'aille à la cabane des pêcheurs. Non, plutôt à l'église. Vite. Je vais aller chercher mon flingue. Oulala. 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 La femme entre deux âges cachée sous une montagne d'attriaques policiers, puis elle vous remarque et essaie de faire le mégaphone. J'ai fait peur.
Scavenged, battery-powered police lights protrude from her back. The flickering light show with her hand is trembling from some sort of neurodegenerative disease.
Madame, please drop the firearm immediately.
Non, les bouteilles sont à moi, c'est moi qui les ramasse. Doucement, madame, doucement.
Her eyes bulge with terror.
I am the police. Don't move. Don't move. Hands on your head. Suspect is armed and dangerous.
Ouais, calmez-vous, on veut juste vous parler.
Lateral vascular neck restraint. Carotid sleeper. Carotid sleeper. Critically producing blood from passing through the neck of the suspect.
Be careful, detective. Don't do anything.
You have to go for the gun sooner or later. Perhaps you can learn crucial. This is dangerous. You're 70% certain you always leave your gun loaded.
Veuillez identifier, madame.
It's a goddamn police shitbag. Cut the pavement. You're a...
As she waves her hands, you notice familiar-looking ampoules and packets sticking out of the mountain of police gear on her back.
Elle entente.
Medicine? All right. Here's the plan. You hurl the ledger in her face, already darting right, and immediately close the distance. Left hand grabs the barrel. No, look how she's holding it, like it's light in the nose. It must be. That means the gun is empty. No. A strange feeling fills your gut, and suddenly you know the gun is empty. Thinking about it makes you nauseous.
Ça me fait la gerbe.
That knowledge comes from a very dark place.
Son genre.
Paint the wall with your brains. Dark.
Madame, alors que je vous tenais à moi et je sais qu'elle ne tient aucune balle. Attendez.
This isn't police issue. Police weapons have bullets. This isn't real. What police guns always have bullets? What is this? Why did you sell me this?
Grab the gun. Right now. This might be your only.
No one ever cares anymore. Why would they treat me like this?
Oh, you need to figure out what to do with her now.
Alors là.
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me.
Je suis vraiment désolé de vous voir tourner que votre travail pris. D'autant que votre vie a pris.
Her scratched skin is warm to the touch, but the person inside doesn't even know you're there.
Qu'est-ce qui lui arrive à votre avis?
She's in a stupor. I've seen this before. God knows for how long. Could be days when they get like this.
Mais pourquoi elle était comme ça en premier lieu?
Honestly, I don't know. Dementia, probably. Dementia and Channel 8 and loneliness.
Une maladie neurodégénérative.
Could be. Her hands were trembling and she did seem uncoordinated. But what are we gonna do with her?
On ne va pas l'arrêter.
I don't think there's any need for that. In her current state, and without the gun, she isn't really... We could let Titus know. This is a perfect problem for the local peacekeepers to handle. They might even know her family.
Je voulais lui donner un mandat de convocation au poste. Ah oui, c'est la fameuse convocation au poste, c'est le fameux truc de si tu viens pas, tu vas te faire arrêter, ça va être ta merde. Je veux pas avoir à supporter les goûts surlancés de Hardy et sa bande. Les flics, c'est pas eux, c'est nous.
Okay, that settles it. I'll contact my station after we wrap it up for the day. They can contact the sanitarium and... But I think we're done here for now. Let's head out.
Please, leave the radio on.
Reflex to what? She stands motionless. Just a heap of clothes and flashes now. Maybe if you search her once more.
Ah, déjà, j'ai récupéré mon gun à équiper lorsque la situation dégénère. Ouais, c'est ce que me balader avec mon flingue. Poivrière, Villiers, la salle, à 3 coups et à canon tournant fourni aux agents de la MCA lorsqu'ils atteignent le grade de brigadier. La crosse au pistolet usée à présent une expression gravée. Sunrise Parabellum. Pas douce, c'est bien votre flingue. Par contre, il n'y a pas de balle dedans.
The woman stands slumped. She looks catatonic under her mountain of RCM.
Oui, mais je t'ai pas oublié, t'inquiète pas. Mon chat, il veut sa pâtée. C'est l'heure.
Is one of those things a police cap? There were narcotics in there too. You're thinking of taking them. Do. She doesn't even flinch as you reach out and disentangle the familiar...
Oh, is that yours?
pourrait, pour l'un, vous me connaissez.
It's your hat.
D'accord, ok. Confisquer les narcotiques.
You take the vial of Pyrrolidon, and she didn't consume them. She didn't look high.
You're taking those, are you?
Listen to him, for once.
Très bien, alors prenez-les.
Thank you. I'm doing this to help you. We need to focus on the
Je
case.
ne me drogue plus. J'ai décidé de reprendre ma vie en charge, Kim. Parce que j'ai décidé de pas faire un roleplay gros connard je suis détective. J'aurais pris bourrin. J'aurais pris... Après, c'est le genre de jeu tu peux jouer comme ça. Je pense que ça va être très marrant de refaire une run, jouer en full bourrin, qui se drogue et qui boit comme un gros trou. Et tu fais le jeu comme ça. C'est sûr que l'enquête, elle doit mener à rien. Tu tapes tout le monde en mode « Allez, donnez les réponses! Donne-moi la réponse, connard !» Ça va être très marrant.
He's grateful you did this.
Du coup, c'est...
The old woman.
J'ai trouvé mon chapeau. Ah oui, c'est mon chapeau. Lieutenant de la MCR. Cette casquette en devant est à la fois résistante et confortable. Elle vous scie parfaitement. À l'intérieur, vous décelez une odeur de tabac bon marché et d'encre de machine à écrire. Elle vous semble familière. Si ça se trouve, elle vous appartient, elle aussi. Mais allez savoir où la poularde l'a déniché. Alors ça... Parce qu'il y a plus en autorité. Bon, après, j'ai mon ça, là. Donc pour le moment, je m'en fous. Mais moi, je sais que si jamais... On va aller finir le flipper vite fait. Après j'enverrai Kim. Ramener le corps. Et moi j'irai voir les cocos. Alors, il y a des traces de pas ici.
You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of dust.
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new.
Une semaine ou deux.
3 weeks maximum from the dust coverage. It could easily have been 1 week too.
This is so good it makes him forget the whole Kimball.
The Blue Door was a mega investigation after all. It has now converged with our main
oui.
investigation, which I would say is quite large.
Large prints, most likely made by Boots. The size is hard to determine. Soul could be bigger than Vamp. The souls have left a pattern. One person has been here. They've gone back and forth. This print is unlike one left by a regular worker boot. It is not a brand soul with logos on it. It seems custom made.
Between that and that.
Les empreintes ne sont pas celles de la drôle de semelle que nous avons retrouvée sur les développements des Onkim.
The size looks about the same, actually. They're not the same shoe, but I wouldn't rule out Ruby coming here yet. This isn't an argument against her. People change shoes, you know? But it's not an argument for her.
J'aime pas au bas des oreilles sur les lieux de la pendaison.
No. These little horizontal lines are different. They look custom-made to me. Or some kind of foreign print.
Everything around you is quiet. The prints crisscross the world.
It means someone snuck through what seems like a secret route, leading to the roof. The roof from where you... These prints, officer, could be the prints of our killer. And if not, at least they're a good argument for this Ruby doing...
Dans le mur, vous apercevez une chambre de l'autre côté.
You can almost see the shape of a man and a woman writhing inside, bathed in drug sweat and dirty linens. Bottles lie around everywhere.
Et puis il a tiré à travers la fenêtre. La fenêtre est cassée. Que faisaient ces gens à l'intérieur? Ah bah ça.
You can barely see through. Better not to jump to sensation. The footprints on the floor, however, definitely suspicious.
You lean closer to the peephole instinctively. I bet they're doing something quite... This is the barred door you tried to kick in before. The door shudders a bit as as though it were laughing at you. Bent metal, broken glass. Your path lies strewn with the broken... You are the destroyer, the bane of inanimate matter.
J'ai toujours tremblé face à ma puissance.
Kudos.
Groupe tactique anti-objet. J'ai encore rien une nouvelle. -2, la douleur transcendée. Ça fait mal. Jetez un œil à vos mains. Vous voyez tous ces bleus, toutes ces petites cicatrices. Voilà l'exemple parfait. Le monde matériel est un frein pour vous. Oui, en tant que communiste, on n'est pas sur un monde matériel, nous. Conteneurs, boîtes aux lettres, portes, chaises, tout autant d'ennemis. Ils l'ont toujours été. Les atomes eux-mêmes font partie de la conspiration, prenant des formes et des structures que vous détestez. Vous êtes comme de l'énergie captive dans un corps, un esprit prisonnier de la matière. Libérez-vous! Dézinguez ce réverbère. Montrez-lui à quel point les objets n'ont aucun intérêt. Ah, c'est quel... Mais j'en ai pas un que j'avais déjà fait. Ah, celui-là, il est supprimé. En fait, comme je l'oublie, je peux plus le reprendre. Ah, ok. Ça, c'est pas mal. Je pense que ça peut être pas mal. Superstar unique. Psyché. Ah oui, ça a tout augmenté de 1. C'est bien ça. Je vais peut-être t'oublier celui-là. En vrai, celui-là, j'aurais plus vraiment besoin. Endurance, c'est dans ça, je passe à 4. On s'en fout, non? Et tous les lancers blancs endurance sont dévorés, en vrai. Non, il n'est plus là, l'autre. Je peux voler. Madame? Madame, vous êtes où? Attendez, celui-là, alors lui, je vais aller le troller, là.
Hey, was there something you needed? Another thing. Great. I love those.
Regarde, c'est juste que je suis entré dans la piste secrète derrière la porte bleue aussi.
Oh, okay. Well, I did hear you make noise back there.
He's really holding himself back here.
Vous n'allez pas me demander si se cache derrière?
Okay, what is back there?
Des squelettes, un vrai mausolée.
Yes, haha. What's actually behind there?
Sur une gueule béante ouverte sur la fin du temps.
There is no gaping maw. If you don't want to...
But please do still tell me.
Ha! I knew it. I've always wondered where those machines by the door came from. And they told me there was some kind of... I knew it. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean.
Pourquoi vous voulez faire une petite partie? Moi, ça me brancherait bien.
No, I was just wondering if...
He was wondering about something business related. About how much money he could make off the one.
J'ai déjà pensé transformer de nouveau cet endroit en salle de flipper. Si vous avez en tête de vendre ces flippers, je veux une grosse part, genre comme un cadre dirigeant. Vous frappez la poitrine, je suis un agitateur. Ça sent le bon gros complot capitaliste.
Capitalist plot. The pinball we have in the corner now is broken. It wouldn't hurt to get a little life in here, other than the hellish karaoke machine.
Yeah, those numbers he's adding up must be making... Sounds like he cares about the place. He's not going to be overjoyed to hear that he should still know. You have to be forewarned about these things.
Je vais lui dire. Je vais tellement lui dire. Gart, il a tellement été un connard. Alors après, j'ai pas été sympa. Apparemment, j'ai été un gros connard moi aussi quand j'étais bourré. Mais j'essaie de me rattraper depuis le début. Il en a rien à péter Il y a un Judas dans le mur. Je vais déjà lui dire, il y a un Judas dans le mur.
What wall?
En haut de la pièce secrète, juste à côté de la chambre de clé, je suis tombé dessus quand j'ai tout fait.
I'll have it fixed at once. Thank you for letting me know. I assure.
The color has drained from his face.
Vous êtes bien sûr de ne pas avoir espionné vos clients?
Absolutely not. Fuck you for even implying it. It wasn't me. It wasn't my staff. The establishment will look at it.
Well, he's definitely not lying.
Sir, he was only asking a question. It's his job and mine. See that it's covered.
Yes, I absolutely will. Sorry, it's been a bit of a day. And now thank you. I'll patch it up personally. Was there something else about the establishment? I hope not.
Il se peut que je voir que le Wing fasse partie de la zone commerciale maudite.
What? Why would you say that? We're at a completely different address from that whole thing.
So he knows of the doomed commercial area. And
Vous êtes au con pour la malédiction.
He's thought about.
Everyone knows of it.
Apparaît sur l'interphone de l'extérieur comme l'une des entreprises du bâtiment B. Vous devez vérifier vos branchements. J'ai essayé d'appeler vos
I've
enregistreurs.
been working here for a long time, and that intercom has never been used by the Whirling.
Pas une seule fois, n'est-ce pas déjà un signe de déclin?
It's a sign of the Whirling in rags not being...
Relax, Mr. Gart. I'm sure there is no doom. He simply wants to share his discoveries with you.
Alors, Gart, on a peur? Le Wing a été autrefois le flipper de la Delta Est. Avant de connaître la faillite, il faudra pas longtemps au Wing pour subir le même sort. Échappera à la malédiction. Je vais être sympa, je vais dire échappera à la malédiction.
Does this look like part of a doomed commercial area? This pre-revolutionary tilework? These high ceilings? The nice rooms? Well, most of the rooms. For 14 years, man. That's how long I've worked here. I've kept this place up through hail and through sleet. Fuck me, if some doom ghost...
He's done a fine job too. Though he's spoken of the place dismissively before, the hostel is actually very important to him.
C'est vraiment petit son avec le Whirling, hein.
Yeah, it's slowly growing on me again. It's beautiful in its own way, especially for this neighborhood. I've been trying to keep it that, even if it is part of the damn doomed commercial area.
Ah, alors vous avez mis enfin.
Yes, your police skills have delivered. I'm sure you'll get a commendation, maybe even a promotion.
Qui possède son...
Some real estate management company. They never come around here, just collect money from afar. Honestly, I think some money laundering might be involved.
Qui a donné le nom de Whirling in Rags?
Well, it sure as hell wasn't the real estate company.
It was you?
You look surprised. What? It's a great name, I know. Cafeteria managers come up with great names too. It's from a song.
Chanson?
Hail, Holy Queen, by the Attendez. Hail, Holy Queen of the Sea. You're whirling in rags, you're vast and you're sad.
Good pick.
Et ces autres cafés que je gérais?
What about them? One is a basement dive frequented by chain-smoking communists.
Oh!
I can't tell you how sick I am of Kraz Mazov and Ignis Nielsen and all those
je veux y aller là-bas.
ghosts.
C'est où?
He's hesitating, not sure if he should share this information with you. Encourage him.
Les autres?
The other is a kebab cart. It's very successful in its way, but it's nothing like the Whirling.
Bonne chance à vous pour cette adresse.
Luck has got nothing to do with it. I need to think about where I'm going to place those pinballs.
Against the doom, it's...
So, if you didn't have anything else to tell me about my... Yes? Got the 20 ray out. Then why...
Non, mais c'est fini, moi je viens plus vivre ici. Hein. Enfin, je rappelle l'autre aussi, c'est qui était là pendant le meurtre. Du coup, Sylvie. Enfin, je la rappelle parce que du coup elle a des infos.
The bear's eyes are...
All right. I will need a little help carrying him. You...
Joachim. Merde, c'était où? La scène d'Esteban après 22 heures aux appartements Capseid. C'est là?
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. A poor communard, from the looks of it.
Do you have?
It's generous.
Toi, j'ai pas vu ça la première fois, je suis nul. 16 jours d'un avril glacial. Inspectez dans l'inventaire là du bouton interagir. La couverture d'une rangée de gratte-ciel bétonné surplombée d'un arc-en-ciel monochrome. L'usage relate l'insoutenable histoire de deux amants sur fond de troubles éthiques à Yugograd. Il était classé dans la catégorie réalisme
In
psychologique.
your hands, you hold 16 days of coldest April. By yet, indeed, the book is unusually heavy in your hands. As though you flip through the book, the pages are thinner than you realized, and the type quite small. Real art is dense and difficult. If it didn't feel like you had to wrestle a suicidal bear to get through it, you weren't really reading.
Regardez le dos du livre.
The back cover is dominated by a black and white photograph of the author.
Ressemble à quoi?
She can't be much older than her mid-30s in this photograph. And yet, from this cover, the eyes of us in cold, detached prose, the author describes a scene from one of the Yugograd riots in the 20s. Youths overturned motor carriages and set trash cans ablaze, while heavily armored guardsmen dash in and The Yugograd riots took place from 27 to 29. Fueled by ethnic unrest and the state's repressive tactics, these events are often seen as marking the end of a brief period of liberalization known as the Yugograd Spring. Like all such periods, it is frequently as ethnic tensions run wild. A pair of young lovers meet each other on the street. Somehow, in the middle of all the chaos, they manage. It would physically hurt you to keep reading. Are you sure?
Vous nuire physiquement? Oui, je veux dire plus de plus.
They go through a brief and somewhat awkward love affair. And in the end, they betray each other and succumb to the absurdity of Gradian life. The man becomes a lens grinder, completely abandoning his former existence. He toils through the daily drudgery at the Lenka polyfabricate. Happiness and fulfillment have eluded him his whole life. And in the end, she spends the next several decades standing at a conveyor in a Sosnovo fish processing plant. The smell of fish guts slowly seeps into her hair. The memory of their short time spent together tortures the former lovers ceaselessly until the end of their days. Years pass in solitude as life leaves their remains between the soil sheets. Their final thoughts are filled with regret. You stare at the now in cold, the Yugo as ethnic, it would physically hurt you. They go through, he toils through, she spends the memory of their as life leaves their room.
Regardez-le en train de réclamer son dû. Salut. Ouais, qu'est-ce que tu veux? Hein? Ah ouais, il veut manger. Tu veux manger? Tu veux manger? Tu veux ta pâtée? Oh. Ça se fait tard, hein? C'est dans la pâte? Ouais, hein? Oh non, 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 non. Ah ouais, hein? À quand la pâtée, hein? Hein? À quand la pâtée, hein? Ah oui, hein? Ah oui. Ah bah merci bien. Attends, je trouve juste où c'est que ce putain de révolution, ces révolutionnistes là.
As you approach the metal grill, you can hear this must be it. Beyond this door, somehow, the night air softens the smell of trash and sea brine. As the breeze pulls through the canvas, the acrid smell. No, that's just slightly burnt coffee.
Just look at this pig, sniffing about after hours.
T'es en train de faire de Cindy.
Go ahead and arrest me, officer. I swear I'll go peacefully.
The metal grill is cool to the touch.
Eh ben, nous viendrons là la prochaine fois. Et oui, on s'arrête sur un cliffhanger. Oui, je t'ai entendu, on arrive. Il faut dire au revoir à YouTube. Dis au revoir à YouTube. Ouais, au revoir YouTube. Fais coucou, ouais, dis au revoir à YouTube. Et il te voit, YouTube te voit là. Dis au revoir, fais comme ça, au revoir. Au revoir. Au revoir YouTube. Au revoir YouTube. Au revoir. Voilà. Au revoir YouTube. On se revoit à la prochaine YouTube. On s'est bien amusé. Au revoir. Abonne-toi et tout ça. Hein, Logan. Ouais, un pouce bleu aussi. C'est lui qui l'a dit. Ouais, il a raison. Ah ouais, vas-y, viens. Ah oui. Au revoir YouTube.